Good evening, everyone. It's the final week of the Premium League. I'm Darth Bananas. I'm on Funky AU's channel tonight, and I am excited for the final night's action. We have seen 3 fantastic weeks. Some teams have really stepped it up, and some teams are going to be stepping it down, Funky. We should take a look at this leaderboard before we kick off match number 1 tonight.
Yeah, spot on there, Darth. I'm pumped as well. It is the final night. It all comes down to this. Look, I mean, it was close. It was close in the first week. We even on the very first night we talked about Zanshin, about how they came in second last season, and could this potentially be their season? And boy, oh boy, have they not stepped it up after that first night? It was still close. And I think we were sort of looking at maybe by the end of the first night, I think we had about 5 teams that we thought would be in the top 5. And I think we're pretty safe with that. Certainly with our top 4, we knew what we were in for. But looking at this scoreboard now, Zanshin, look, they really stacked some points on. I think it was week 2, and then actually on Erangel, they had a 25 kill win. And, well, look, that really put the distance between them and the rest of the field. And they sustained that gap, as we just throw in-game now to watch that flight path. They sustained that gap last week. They haven't really stretched. They sort of got to their 50-point-ish lead a couple of weeks ago, and they haven't really stretched it since then. They've just managed to maintain it. So there were chances. There were chances for the teams below them if they wanted to step up. They could have had, I mean, if they'd stacked on a couple of good wins, Zanshin were just cruising, really. And, I mean, that's all they've had to do. They've only had to cruise. They've been playing pretty freely. If we try again and Incognito had maybe picked up a win, or a couple of decent wins, that would have really closed the gap. But no, Zanshin, they're doing all they need to do. It'll be interesting to see what happens here tonight, Darth, whether they just cruise on through or they sort of go out hunting, which is what we've seen in a few games. They just really let loose and just play their own game and really just go hunting for kills. On the other side of things, Darth, we're also focused on, I guess, that bottom 4 as well. I mean, things will change, obviously, over the off-season through summer. We may relegate some teams, but, I mean, then we may have another couple of teams disband anyway. So, I mean, we're watching those bottom 4 and the teams above them trying to stay in Tier 1, because there will be some teams that want to stick around in this lobby for next year, won't there? So, I mean, we're still looking at that bottom end pretty closely.
Yeah, we definitely are. We're going to be looking a lot less closely, I guess. FYD Esports, I'm not sure where they are, but they've missed the plane for match number 1. So that's definitely going to make it just that little bit more difficult for them. Bizlog, Ciego fanboys, they've been around the bottom. But it's going to be a big battle for that last, that bottom 4 slots, or maybe now bottom 3 with FYD not being there. Old Blood still aren't completely free, but they should be clear enough. Gas, Gloria, A Supreme, Ciego, still got a lot of ground to be made up. And as we jump on Incognito, going to be looking around a team that has played very consistently. I've been impressed by them, but unfortunately, I don't know what your opinions are, Funky, but I think that they're still playing a little bit of that old meta. They haven't adjusted yet. And yes, like, I'm calling it the old meta. Maybe I should be calling myself a bit of a boomer here. It's been a year since we've merged these regions, we've changed how the kills and whatnot are working with the comeback towers, but I feel like they're still playing where you want to rotate in, play a bit of that tower defense, and then leapfrog. They tend to get their kills heavy into the late game, but, you know, with a team like, Zanshin, even we try again to a certain extreme. If there's no players left up in the late game, it's really been a bit of a struggle for Incognito to really assert that strong level of dominance that we're used to seeing from these players.
Yeah, they've certainly been on multiple occasions pretty quiet in those early stages, and have relied on picking up a lot of kills late. They've had a couple of wins. It was great to see them pick up a win in week 1, right at the start. Really, it was probably excited a few people. The incog of old. I mean, you know, looking at that, it really was only Insight and Waikika from the old Incog. It got a few people excited when they saw Incog were playing, and they may have come out to have a bit of a look. But obviously, we've got Mav and Paradox in, who, well, you can see on their tags there, both ex-Legionnaires players. So really, it's a bit of a 50-50 split. We've got a couple of teams sort of thrown together here. You know what you're getting with Insight and Waikika Mukau. They go about their business.
Bryn tonight.
Bryn tonight, who we're sitting on now, and I did jump to Bryn straight away as we don't have Waikika Mukau, and I don't know if that's for the night or Bryn's just super sub in for a couple of games, but Bryn obviously played with these guys plenty in the past as well, and is a massive fragger in his own right. I've seen this guy pick up, I think, 1,400 damage in one of his bigger games in competition before. So that's what he's capable of. And I think we've only seen one other player pick up damage like this this season, and that was RZ from Zanshin when they picked up that 25 kill win. RZ had, I think, about nearly 1,400 damage. So that's not something you see every week. But Bryn is certainly capable of that. But yeah, we're certainly missing Waikika Mukau. If you have a look at the stats sort of a little bit deeper, you will see that Waikika Mukau is right up on that leaderboard for damage done. There's a lot of damage put out always by Waikika Mukau, Insight as well. But Cow is always farming up the damage from wherever he is. Doesn't always get the kills with it, but he will farm that damage from wherever he is parked on the map. If the kills came with it, then I'd think some more wins would come with it as well. But still, doing the team things, keeping them up there on the leaderboard at the moment. And if you do want to check those stats out, just hit ! leaderboard in the chat. You'll be able to have a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Plus, you'll be able to see all the player stats as we go through the rest of the night. Also, hit ! map in the chat, and that should bring up Darth's stream. So Darth has the map stream going. So if you want to watch, if you want the map stream on just on in the background or on another screen, ! map. That'll bring Darth's across. So you better watch that alongside. I think that's all really, as we kick into these first phase here on Miramar, starting off with the first two maps here on Miramar. We were sitting on Incognito there, and they've got a nice 2-2 split here just to start us off, Darth, and because we've spoke so much about them, they're pretty well set at the start of the night.
Yeah, a bit of like business as usual for them. As what's a little bit of business is unusual for a lot of these other teams is we haven't had a fight kickoff yet, and this is more what I expected from night number 1, not night number 4. So have we had a little bit of a reversal of fortunes? A team starting to feel the pressure. You know, now that the money is like right on the line at the end of tonight, we'll know who will be getting those dollary dues with the increase to the winnings. So maybe there's a bit of that pressure, but it's a bit surprising that we haven't really seen any fights, any hot drops. Everyone has stayed clear of each other. There was none of that Picardo shenanigans going on. It's all quiet, all calm, mostly on the battlefield. So I guess maybe that's the thing that's unusual coming into night number 4. And as soon as I say that, oh no, Charm Farmers. Overly's going to be the one picking up the points from Ciego fanboys. And that is a very much needed point for them, because they're well and truly in the relegation danger. Been a little bit surprised by how far down the leaderboard they have been. They traditionally have been a stronger team. But this season they're fighting to stay in Division number 1.
Speaking of fighting to stay in, Darth, the Old Bloods as well. You mentioned them at the start of the cast here tonight. Sitting in 11th place at the moment. They are certainly not safe. We know that Charm Farmers are pretty well rooted to the bottom of the leaderboard. FYD certainly aren't here to start the night, so those two teams you'd think will be dropping down as there's a little bit of bodywork going on. That's a very nice looking Porsche there for the Old Bloods. At least that'll keep them happy in the early game. But above those two, we've got Bizzalog, Sago Fanboys, Gloria Supreme, and then Old Bloods. So Old Bloods are really only 7 points above that bottom 4. So they need to have at least one good night or one good game tonight for them to be safe. And having some armor like this under them, Darth, might certainly help them in match number 1.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of these BRDMs being played. It's been a popular weapon. Of course, if you go to links, you can still shoot through the glass. What's it called? The C4 is going to do a lot of damage to it. Same with the red zone. So it's not, it's not a game-breaking weapon. It's just mostly a game-breaking weapon. You got the noob tubes as well. But yeah, having this early on, it's definitely going to help. It's going to provide a lot of versatility, particularly in the late game, but still early on in the mid game. It's going to allow you to rotate through pathings where you probably shouldn't be able to get away with it, but you can just force and push your way through. As we jump into that map, and we've had a lot of interesting shifts, and this has been I'm going to call it a hard shift towards that east. I've said it a few times here, but the zone just seems to love power grid, always going towards it. I find in this early game, we haven't quite gone there. I don't think we're going to finish there, but once again, shifting back towards it. Always so interesting how that works out on Myanmar.
Seems to be a bit of a magnet, that's for sure. And speaking of rotates as well, Darth, we were just sitting on Old Bloods there briefly, and they've done an absolute U-turn there. They were heading around towards Montyevo. You can just see the early sort of marks have dropped on the map the way they were heading, and now they've got these new marks heading up around Hacienda. So there's their early rotates. They want to push into that compound above Hacienda and potentially in onto that backside of San Martin, which is actually pretty good at the moment. The only thing they've got to worry about is they are heading towards Zanshin. So if they're going to run into them, that could be a major problem. But Zanshin at the moment, they are very spread, and we have seen this from them. I'm just thinking have they only got 3? They do only have 3. I didn't actually see if they came in with 3 or if they've lost one. I know we were short coming in. I didn't actually have a very close look, but maybe they're only short for the first game. But this is the direction Old Bloods are heading now, Darth. And I mean, as much as we love these guys, they've certainly had some bad luck at the start of games.
Oh, well, haven't they ever? They've really struggled to settle. But I think that this is a very smart rotate for them, provided they don't get taken out by Zanshin. Then that is a very bad rotate. But no, I think they're pathing into San Martin. The big game difference is going to be that BRDM, because it means that they're going to be able to protect tires, and they've got a vehicle to move out of San Martin if the zone does another hard shift. So this is, I think, a really, really smart rotate from them, using that utility of the BRDM, the new meta in the game. I think is very, very smart from them to be able to do that. I always worry when teams move into cities early on, because it's very hard to protect the tires, very hard to get out, especially when you park the vehicle like that, Jeff. Yeah, it's gone, Jeff. It's gone. It's gone.
Oh dear.
Oh, they're going to regas it. That's using the BRDM. But couldn't quite regas it. Oh dear.
A little bit too much on the Wheaties there, Speedy. Maybe he'll try and flip it. No, I'm just gonna have to find another one. But yeah, handy to start with. Jumbi. Oh, could be danger. He's okay. Whether he's spotted out that Zanshin player, that Silent X lurking close by, he certainly knows they're there. And like I said, he is alone over here. Jumbi may not have spotted him. There's some marks out from... Yeah, might have been spotted there. No marks on the map from Old Bloods, but either way, Darth, we're certainly going into we get that shift again. We're into that next phase already. Things are ticking along, and it's just shifting away from Old Bloods at the moment.
Yeah, they've definitely worn their zone repellent tonight. Don't forget about magnets here. And, I just wonder, with the internationals going on right now, Crafton always seem to mess with the circles around them. I pay money on it, so I wonder if this is what we're seeing. A bit of that trickle-down effect, the more hard shifts than we're used to seeing. Or maybe I'm just going crazy. Either way, it's definitely both strong possibilities, as we've got Elliot back in the game again from those blue chips. Charm Farmers definitely playing that new meta. Unfortunately, not playing too many points. They are definitely going to be relegated tonight. As Insight is going to pick up points up on the board for Incognito. I don't think they're gonna be able to take out first place, but if they do, it will probably be one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen in the game. So, Incognito, maybe Santa's gonna come early for them this year.
Oh, fingers crossed there. We've certainly seen some big comebacks before, but they are rare. And Insight certainly not backing off the fight. A little bit of a U-turn. He knows he's got just some above him, and that's going to be another knock there. And more damage out to Insight. It's Bryn, the one that's going to pick up the first kill from them. Looks as though, well, we've still got one to bleed out. Insight should pick that up there. So Insight will have a couple. And that's a good start. It's going to be a good start from Incog with their 3. They're still just outside the zone on that south side. It's interesting to see where they're going to push from here. You can see the markers out. They want to push across that valley in front. They've got a ridgeline here that Insight's just pathing over now. They've got We Try Again across to their left side. Then they've got this big wide gully here. There's not really a lot of space to play over here with that zone pushing them in, but Bryn and Mav are going to path their way across. They're going to follow in behind Yudi. And at the moment, they're just looking to play just below the top of this ridge line. There is this good bowl here that they're going to drop into here with Paradox. They do have to be careful of teams behind them. They've got No Names close by. They've also got We Try Again running parallel. So they've got to be very careful down there.
Much better aggression from them as No Names now. They've got some good lines of sight. They could make Incognito and even We Try Again in the distance pay here if they can hedge their bets and use that ridge line. It's not easy to do, and oh no, it looks like that third party's coming there from the shack. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one, but that bowl, it does protect you, but it also leaves you vulnerable up above. Looks like Incognito are trying to have realized this and are now trying to wrap around and clear around while they try to get Paradox up and standing. Good awareness. They are vulnerable down below from Bizlog behind them. So they can't stay here too much longer, especially now that the zone has shifted off them. Old Bloods looks like they've lost a few in that kill feed. Jeff going down as well. And Speedy's actually going to pick up a Kosai. So that's a big loss there to Zanshin. And they're one of the teams that you probably want to see go down early if you're any of those mid or low level teams, because you don't want them soaking up all the kills. You want the points for yourself. So that's probably good news for them.
Yeah, it really is. Unfortunately, there for All Bloods, down to 1. Speedy K still with the BRDM, which may offer him some protection for a little bit longer. He's just trotted back up there to have a look towards RZ, who is happy to sit there at the moment. We'll swing around to We Try Again because they're looking at Silent X. So Zanshin are going to lose another one here. We Try Again, pick up 1. That leaves Zanshin with a solo. Old Bloods with a solo as well. We do see Incognito have shifted in. They've got Bizalog behind them. 4 up down below the bottom of the gully. At the moment, though, Lux are the ones that are being fed. Killaroo right on that T intersection. A push at the moment. Looking up towards Glory A Supreme. There's some damage done there. First Monkey Ball, he hasn't landed it. Looks as though they've only got 3. I don't know if they've come in short as well. They have earlier in the season. Couple of bolties out here. They're in zone. And Glory A Supreme in zone as well. But right now they're pushing just down. They're going to sit above Lux. And there go Charm Farmers. So, well, they go out early there, Darth. And we're down to 13.
Yeah, Charm Farmers, I mean, they've always struggled. It's a bit of a shame that they do have the skill of that team, not knocking them at all. They're all much better players than I ever will be. But just hasn't been their competition. As Nafscott, when they've been hot, this team has been hot, red hot, in contention for the top of the leaderboard. But unfortunately, they go cold for a long, long time. Trying to push up that side of the hill onto Terrace with that third parting. It's going to be quite tricky, but they probably don't want to stay on the side of that hill too much longer either, because they're very tempting targets. Lots going to come down to where the zone does go. And now that it has favored them a little bit. Going to be a little bit worried about a few of these teams like push where they are going to go. So they don't want to get stuck on that side of the hill. It'll be a killing zone. Bizlog, the other team, fighting to try to get off the bottom. I would like to see them come out of this compound for this fight, realizing and sweeping the edge that they gotta get points up on the board or they're gonna be relegated. You know, I find it hard. A lot of the coaches will tell you, you know, keep playing your game. That's what you did to get here. But I'm always of the mind that, you know, it's not working. You've had 3 weeks, hasn't worked. Time to try something else. So it'll be interesting to see if they change it up or if they're going to play same old, same old.
Yeah, it could be a completely different story if they're going to drop down into Div 2 to be good to see. I mean, it's great to see if a team drops down and they do stick around and not just sort of disband or give it a miss. So hopefully teams that do go down, you know, keep pushing on. Some of those teams have dropped down before, and then after that next season, they are straight back up into Div 1. So it's good to see that some of these guys can work hard and recover. It's Lee Lux squad up here down in the shanty town. It's not fantastic cover, but they've got at least some hard cover to play out of. And if they position these vehicles pretty well, they might better use them as well. They may not have to move too far from here, but certainly if they've got those vehicles to use, they'll be definitely handy. No Name's still kicking along. We saw Repugnance go. Shots are coming from across We Try Again. So right now they are going to try and send it and get up underneath them. Behind them, though, the fight rages on. It's Incog trying to gatekeep. 4 up we haven't seen much of yet, Darth, and Suspect goes down. He's the only one with a kill for them. They're looking up the hill at Sago Fanboys, but the big fight will just go back to Incog now as they try and finish off Bizalog.
Yeah, Incog been playing much better tonight. Opening up and 6 kills right now is exactly what they need. Maybe we will see that comeback coming on. Huge fights kicking out all over this map right now. Incog going to 7, taking out Bizalog up towards the north. Also, that Antares fight is kicking off. It is crazy stuff. We see Jaeger Fanboys trying to push in, but they're just getting decimated in this bowl with 4 up and Gas up above them. It is really rough. Gas trying to make their way in. Dusky making it look real easy there. Suspect going down again is just going to delay. Overly's going to be the last one up and standing, but as their smokes dissipate, he is going to be very exposed. Dusky getting those flushes. Overly gets taken down really low, but too many guns, too many angles. 4 up, we didn't see much of them before that fight, but maybe we didn't need to because they got all the kills there. 6 kills right now for 4 up. Traditionally extremely good on Myanmar, so looking to try to continue that form. But they got 40 seconds or 40-ish seconds before they need to get in that zone. Phase number 6 is closing, and they are not currently in it.
They certainly aren't, Darth. They've also got Asper in tonight, so a little bit of a change-up. A few teams are changing around here as Jerry's going to take some shots. He's got a P90. That's Incog looking across at them. Suspect's the only one that's managed to get off of that hill and across. Well, he's closer to the zone, but he's certainly not in. Looks as though the Antares and Nafsgod fight's finished up there at the moment. So Nafsgod survive it, but survive it only just. They've got a couple of players up, but this is crucial here that Suspects managed to get across and underneath Incog. Bryn's the only one in, but he does have this little ridgeline to play off. So this is actually pretty good. They do have to be wary of We Try Again. It's only Teddy over here, so we've got actually about 3 solos on this side of the map over here on the northeast. Speedy's about to move. RZ's on the move for Zanshin. Just the 1 kill. They've been quiet. Be a second one here if Teddy doesn't spot out RZ here. Speedy K is still on the move. He looks to be moving slowly, so I'd say Speedy K still got that BRDM. Grenade's going to come out here from RZ. Followed up. One his direction as well, which is actually really good. Back the other way. There's a fight kicking off within Cog and 4 up by the look of it. The utility back and forth, and that's fantastic from Teddy. A Zanshin go out, and now Speedy K's been spotted. We'll leave that and go back to 4 up, though.
4 up, they're now in a very rough position. Suspect, he did have that toe hold closer to the zone, but Incog up above him, combined with Lux in that shanty, they're in a rough spot here. Really struggling to see them getting into the zone. This isn't easy at all. Dusky pulling back a little bit, just trying to find any sort of cover. He's going to go down to the blue if he's not careful here, and yeah, a bit of a tactical denial here coming out from 4UP, realizing that they are stuffed, so going to deny those points. Very tactical play from them. They are a little bit, in contention, not as strong contention as Incognito or We Try Again, but they're up there. I would still like to see a comeback coming in. That would be so exciting for the final week. But yeah, that takes us into our final real fight, I guess. Old Bloods and We Try Again both have a solo. They've got a good positioning there, the solos, I'd say. They've got some space to play. I would even argue maybe they have some of the best positioning in the zone. Technically, Lux have the shanties, but coming up that side of the hill, those balls are very, very open. So even Speedy K, I would say maybe might, depending where exactly he's in, if he makes it up there, they might have the best positioning in the zone, funnily enough.
Yeah, 4 kills now, Darth, for Speedy K. He's actually done really well for Old Bloods here. Managed to keep the BRDM in decent shape. I don't think it's going to last too much longer. But yeah, that next move will be an interesting one. Basically, the zone's going to be right on top of the ridge line here. So to get into this zone, you're going to be pretty well exposed unless Yeah, the bowls are pretty open here, certainly to Incog on the other side, but they have to move as well. Really, it's Lux with a little bit of hard cover that are probably in the best position. Teddy's going to move here. I'm not sure where he rolls up. He's certainly not in here. If you look on that mini-map, he's still got to push in. He too, as a solo, has picked up 4 kills there and up towards 800 damage. He's actually going to park that vehicle. He may not want to let that get too far behind him. And this is going to be a big push from Incog. They're going to push up underneath the solos. They're going to have to engage Teddy back there. Or here come those shots from him. More damage from Teddy. He's going to be open. He's picked up over 800 damage, but now he's going to be open to the rest of Incog. And it's actually going to be Speedy K with another one.
Yeah, this ridgeline that Speedy K up here is absolutely fantastic for him. The only problem is in Incog, they're going to look to try to sweep up above him. I'm liking to see this, the Lux starting to get out of their compound, and Speedy K, he needs to get up above there and put the pressure on Incog. Some of the flushes coming out as well. This is fantastic, but now he's getting pincered. He's pretty much cooked now, but he's done a lot of good work, a lot of good work. For Old Bloods, 5 kills, putting in the hard yards. He well and truly earned his pay tonight as he's sending it in straight towards Incog, seeing if he could get maybe a bit of a teen run over. That would be something. He jumps out. Incog are hurting so badly right now, and it's just too much as the Lux push out and take home their first chicken dinner of the night.
Yeah, it all happened in a real hurry there at the end. Lux get the win with 9. It was Speedy K that threw the cat among the pigeons there by driving straight down over Incog's buggy. They all turned to look at him, but Lux, they were already on the move out of their compound. A couple of them were up the hill, and as soon as Incog were engaging Speedy K and trying to put a tree between themselves and him, it was too easy for Lux to finish them off. Sands leading the way with 5. Killaroo, the 3. Blessed, the 1. Lux, that could be, I think, their second win for the season. They sit in 8th place, and that could certainly jump them over a couple of teams in front of them. Incog, 9 into 2nd place there. That will keep them clear of 4UP, who were nipping at their heels, and that tactical point denial earlier on might have been a little bit of a nod to the Incog sitting just above them. They could be looking for a top 3 finish still. Old Bloods, well, they may have just done enough here. 3rd place with 5 kills. That could be enough to save them, but we'll keep an eye on them. We're going to have a short break. Match 1 is done. We'll be right back with match 2 in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. Match one out of the way. It was Lee Lux picking up the first win of the night. And there's been a little bit of movement on the leaderboard. Not a lot. Certainly Lee Lux have moved to Darth, and maybe Old Bloods have done enough to save their behinds.
Yeah, I think they've just done enough, especially with FYD not being in the plane again. It would take a bit of a miracle for Bislog, Ciego, Gloria, and Push to all manage to overtake them and push them down, or maybe an absolute disaster, depending on your point of view, to see them go down. So it's starting to shape up there. On the left-hand side of that leaderboard, it's still not clear. I mean, Zanshin didn't pick up, I think they just picked up that 1 point. But we try again, Incog and 4UP, all nipping at their heels. Yeah, granted, it's a 40-point gap. It's a decent gap. It's a decent gap. But, a 10-point chicken dinner that can cut that gap in half right now. And, there's no time like the present. We've got that extended winnings up on offer. So there's a lot to play for tonight.
Yeah, there certainly is, and we'll have a look at those winnings a bit later on, because I'm not even sure what they are. I know I looked at them at the start of the season, but I've completely forgot what we're playing for here. But this plane path looks pretty good. As you said, Darth, FYD not here. A good thing for those teams fighting to stay away from relegation. Bizalog have only come in with 3 players here as well, so that's going to make things difficult for them. Zanshin coming in with 3 also, but that's not really too much of an issue. I say that, but hopefully it's it'd be good if it was an issue, if it brought things closer together. If they keep picking up only 1 point per game, then maybe we try again, and Incog might have a little bit of hope here. 15 teams, 58 alive, and we are a long way to the north at the moment, Darth, and I think, have we got a drop down at Elazar? That looks a little bit busy.
Yeah, it does look busy there, as we've got Navscott and the Charm Farmers. Navscott, interesting. Like, they've been hot and cold, and Charm Farmers on the other side, they know they're getting relegated, so they can just play freely now. They're a dangerous team. They're not quite as dangerous as Zanshin are, but I would say they're dangerous because they got nothing to lose. So you gotta be careful when you come up against these teams. As the noob tubes get traded each other out, but more players coming through in here to clean up. A bit unfortunate there, as the flushes are actually going to come on in. Maka, his backup is here. Invis, he's got the home defense weapon, with the rest of the team coming in as well with Denny Mop. All got the home defense weapon coming on out, the shoddy, and Charm Farmers picking up a quick point, and just like that, Navscott, their chances of getting up in the money are looking just as well. They were looking a little bit lower, but now Invis has gone down, so he's going to need to pick up as well.
Oh, coming in with a Uzi. Maka again trying to save the day, and Intended comes across, jump shot over the top, managed to put him down. He'll definitely want to flush that one out, because the rest of his team are being cleaned up. He's going to have someone drop on his head. He certainly does. It's Cunny over the top. He can't get the flush, Maka. Charm Farmers, they go out. There's no reprieve here on this one. They managed to get Elliot back in last game with a blue chip recall, but that is certainly not happening here. Navscott start the night better. They've picked up 4, and they should be able to get Dip back in after the issue with the Panzer. I thought that was a trade as well, Darth, but I looked a bit closer at the feed, and I think he copped a little bit of blowback and actually knocked himself. I think Maka probably did get some shots out with his weapon, and Dip probably got put down low by Maka. Then just the blowback from that explosion managed to put himself down. So it was almost basically a trade. But it's not actually all over, because someone's actually heard a bit of these shenanigans going on. Gloria Supreme have come across to have a bit of a look.
This is a little bit what we expect to see now. Match number 1 was a little bit of an oddity, how calm everyone was. We saw no fighting basically until circle number 2. But now teams are starting to hunt each other down. Zanshin, oh, we're seeing them in the kill feed now as they continue to extend their lead. But it's not just about lead extension, it's also about denying other teams the points. So that's something to be aware of, and that makes other teams' games a lot harder. You got to feel for the charm farmers though. Just want to show them a bit of love. It's hard. I mean, they traditionally have never been good as a hot drop team. Usually they're very strong in that mid to late game team, playing the more team fight swings, more tactical plays. But sometimes it's just how it goes, and it's been a bit unfortunate. They've never found their footing thus far this competition. But hopefully they can find their footing in Division 2 and come back even stronger.
Yeah, I'd love to see him come back, that's for sure. Hopefully they are one of those teams. Looks as though Sirius are going to lose another one here. That's 2 they've lost on an early rotate. Certainly on a big map. They've managed to run into Zanshin and also managed to run into Push and lose 2 players. And Just Some's just basically gone down in the middle of a field, a long way from Push's compound. But first Monkey Boy will pick up 1 there for them. They sit only 4 points below Old Blood. So they themselves, if they have a terrible night, they're potentially one of those teams that will go down. So a couple of good games from them really to keep them safe. And as they look across to Serious Esports with only 2 players left, not too far from Push. We've got the 2-2 split from 4 up. Currently sitting in 4th place. They've got No Names close by. Then up around Water Treatment, 2-2 split from Sago Fanboys. No one to the north.
Push is coming in.
No one to...
They are pushing in. Guys, so they're seeing a lot of aggression. Match number 2, Funky. A little bit of a different story, completely different. Even though the zone is, very similar up in that northern area, teams are playing it very, very different. Gas, this is some interesting aggression. Maybe we teased them too much and we're like, there's no way all these teams are going to overtake Old Bloods. But Gas are like, wait a minute, hold my beer, and they're coming charging in.
They're definitely hunting for points here at the moment. Sitting on that blue chip recall, and Cunny's just managed to pass his way between 2 players, so that's really made things difficult now for Glory A Supreme. So they've got to commit one way or the other, and Nazira now has to turn towards Cunny and take that fight. Utility out towards Nyx, and they're going to go down. 2 grenades are certainly going to do it, and this is going to be problems for Glory A Supreme. Grenade right there behind Nazira, who's just managed to get a med away. That'll take them down to half health again, but it's only a matter of time now as Nafsgod, with their 4 kills, are going to close in, and this player surely goes as... Oh, Dimas has got a knock there. Headshot in the end for unintended. Pope's gone down. Dip is actually nowhere near to be seen. Dip had dipped out away from this fight. It is actually over at Cruz. So it was a 3v4 for Nafsgod as they close in. The last player spotted out there. Not the last player. There's still 1 high card coming in. They'll get this revive onto Pope. There's high card looking potentially for a revive. 1's flushed out. 6 kills for Nafsgod now. Certainly a better game for them. And here we go. Gas will get this revive. So Nixlow's managed to actually crawl back into some cover. So they've still got some work to do. Flash comes out on that backside. They're expecting them to be around behind there. I'm not sure if they've actually spotted out that 4th player, because high card was a long way back. Was sitting up on that high ground. Nafsgod, meanwhile, I'm not sure what Dip's doing, but they've done this with 3. Takes a lot of shots looking in onto that fight, but now they close in. 3 of them. They've got them surrounded here. Plenty of flashes go out. Pope is the only one that's poked his head in. Looking at each other there. A nice little angle down the stairs. Dip, I think, is finally coming back. And finally, they go out. Done and done. And Unintended's got 2 to pick up, Darth.
Yeah, very, very hard fought battle there. The timing actually came out well there. Dips, they managed to get him back on the comeback chopper from the previous fight. So They're going to be back to essentially to full strength. Yeah, a few knocks given up here and there, but Naf's God, that could have been rough for them. That could have been very very rough, but they managed to reset after that Charm Farmers fight and come back in stronger. Very impressive to win that out, despite having the less intel coming in off guard, not resetting, and having the numerical disadvantage. They came out on top. As a gas, well, they're not 100% clear yet. Still got Ciego definitely nipping at their heels, 3 points behind them. Beers Log is 10 points behind them as well, so it's a little bit of a larger gap, but maybe they just wanted to create their own gap and secure themselves here early on before we get too late in the matches tonight.
They certainly do, as we've shifted along into another phase here, and this time dialing in towards water treatment. Sago, who we've mentioned, they've got 2 down there already, and they're moving the other 2, O'Valley and Ike, on the roll. So wanting to squat up there and play a little bit tighter, which is probably a good idea for them. The team I'd be a little bit worried about is Lilux with a 2-1-1 split. I think it was a 3-1 only moments ago, but now they may need to get a little bit of support up the hill because Antares are coming in. They sit only 2 spots above them on the leaderboard. Antares in 5th place, only 8 points up, and Blessed is gonna hear these feet come in. Oh no! Oh no! You don't. He'll be kicking himself there, and Killaroo is hightailing it out of there. That is a full squad creeping up. Blessed will be dirty about that. That he's managed to be turned on there by Snoopy. Miller was coming through, but not there in time. But that leaves Killaroo to hoof it down the hill and away. Miller's going to come across for a little bit of support. They may, if they're quick enough here, catch sight of them, and they are going to catch sight of them. Killaroo's going to be very careful here. He's just over the ridgeline. Miller stepped out, left that vehicle. That could be danger as well. There's going to be teams potentially third-partying this, shooting across. Desire maybe overextended there. No, tucked back in. Killaroo could be safe. Miller back in those wheels. They need to get that pick up and get back down the hill. Desire's looking to spread further down and maybe even chase them down. They're certainly hungry here at the moment in Terrace. This is a nice little angle, but Lilux will just get clear. Now we can focus on the rest of the fight. There's a lot of open space on that north side at the moment, Darth.
There definitely is, particularly given the playing path that we had. Teams do like landing more towards the central part of this map, so they don't like Oasis or Cobb too much. So that has created a bit of a gap in that north area. Even Campo, Tierra Bronco tends to not be very popular, so it has created a little bit of a gap there, but it's bigger than I expected. We'll see. The utilities do tend to be a bit of magnets, you know, your power and your water, so I am expecting it to shift closer to water, but we will see in a few seconds of time. We try again, regrouping and getting ready. Pretty much all our teams are inside the zone or close enough to it. Oh no, they just run straight in towards Zanshin. And if there's any team that we try again didn't want to be giving points to, it's definitely Zanshin's. They're trying to chase them down. Now with only 2 players in the game, maybe they've been nerfed. Maybe this is a patch where Zanshin are being nerfed on out, but they're still putting in the hard yards and they're getting the points. How much more do we have to nerf them? Can they only use their left hands on the mice or something? Oh, I don't know, Funky. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a little bit of a Viva La Dirt League and playing with their feet later on. But look, they've still picked up 2 kills. They're doing enough. We'll see if they get into the top 10, pick up some placements. Zone shifts. We're going to the east of water treatment. So Nafscott, after a decent start, getting rid of 2 squads. Also coming in on the fat side of the circle here. They've got space to burn. They've got plenty of real estate across there at the moment. They've got the low grounds, so we'll have to wait and see where we end up. At the moment, though, with 4 up, they're looking across the flats. A lot of shots out towards that team rotating off in the distance, which is Push. Sirius still find themselves in trouble on rotates. They could lose another one. There's some more shots. Damage out from Saar. One more will do it on that player. That's going to be Senai on the move. 14 hit points. Gets safe, but Juice X is here on the Overwatch, and they are, I mean, Sirius Esports are certainly not safe, that's for sure, because Push really... They got the gatekeep set up here. There's only one player from Sirius there that's sort of rotating further away. That's Fatties, is potentially going to be safe. Incog rotating the same way. There's a few teams wrapping around to this east side at the moment. They've obviously heard us there, Darth, but we'd better jump into water treatment.
Yeah, definitely. The utility's starting to kick off now. We try again. Now running into Diego fan boys. As the grenade... It's coming out. It's going to fall just a little bit short of going in the compound and getting up a knock. Blue Zone's going to be bounced off here by TD, and that's actually important there because that keeps empty outside of it, as the mollies are going to come in from Juice and Bizlog on the other side. And oh, how it just plays out, that Blue Zone forced him to crawl, which denied that molly from spreading. That is quite an interesting series of events that has just unfolded there. Only we would know with our hacks and our observer modes, but that's some interesting plays as Bizlog are looking to push in. Two teams that really need to get up the points, and they're close. They're both capable of getting out of relegation danger and staying in division number 1. So they're capable of it. They just got to back themselves and fight it on in. The side of water it's okay to push in. There's just got that hill on the other side, so you can't lollygag too long on this side. Definitely doable if you want to do it.
Yeah, they probably should have pushed in a little bit early. He's coming in with a shorty. Now the flash goes out. That goes straight past. That one's going to pay off. He's dropped the flash, gets the switch over back to the org. Emp's going to come in. Flashed out. Juice.
Oh, he gets it.
Juice does get it. They dilly-dallied on the outside of the edge of water treatment here. They really should have got in there a lot sooner. I really thought they were going to get caught out there, and they almost did. And we try again. Aren't safe out of this. James is coming through as well. Almost flashes himself out. Manages to get the flash onto Kev. Well played, Bizalog. Showing us some plays here that they have dearly needed throughout the season. They're going to pick up 4 kills, and they'll get that revive onto Blazing. They might have come in with 3, Darth, but they're certainly putting in some work here, as it looks like we are heading towards water treatment.
There's some nice individual brilliance from Bizalog. A little bit slow off the mark, but it's the finish that matters. It's not how strong you start, it's how strong you finish in. That was really, really nice from them. As Saar is coming back and around with Push looking in. They've got some nice positioning on their side of the zone. Going to be forced to share it a little bit with Naf's God in on the inside, or they're going to try to clear them out for the time being. But we've got a few fights kicking up. We've got All Bloods looking to see how they're going to push in. They're outside of the zone, and they're backtracking a little bit, and Terror is here. So this could be a little bit more tricky from them up around Saloon and Smiley. There's a lot of lines of sight down and towards them, and there's no easy pathing into the zone. So this is going to be quite tricky as they look to stay in this game. They've always struggled with the early mids, and it looks like that's going to continue on now, unfortunately, for the Old Bloods.
Yeah, they've got to be careful with these rotates here, but we'll go back to Push, because even though Naf's got have now reinforced, looks as though Push have got the opening knock, opening couple of knocks, in fact. So done well here. They'll get the flush there onto Unintended, one of the danger plays. That only leaves, well, Pope's gone. I think that really only leaves Dip left. So Naf's got after starting well, picked up 8 kills. They're not even into placement points yet, but Push obviously kicked off that fight nicely with the opening knock, or might have picked up a couple. Dip's been spotted out from underneath the vehicle, in trouble here. 1 hit point. Is going to attempt to med this out. Double flashes. It's only going to be a matter of time. And it's first Monkey Boy getting it. They've got to be careful here, because there's going to be teams coming in. I can see one lurking in the background. Incog are there. 6 kills for Push. But Incog were busy out in towards the blue zone. They're trying to deal with serious esports, and in fact, it was Enteras that finished off them, but Incog were delayed for a while, but they do have to be careful here, Darth, that they're out of zone. They've got push in front. They've got 4 up behind, and they're going to also have Old Bloods and then Enteras further to the north with a little bit more high ground.
A lot of these teams, this is a very tricky push in with that hill of water treatment, which is currently unplayable. You can't play on the western side because you're open to inside of water treatment, and you can't play on the eastern side because you're open to all these teams right now. So they're right now just trying to bite out and get as many kills and points and deny this opportunity. You can see Enteras wanting to play in there, but it's tricky to play right now. As Incognito, Mav gets second down low, Inside gets taken out. Bryn coming in on the outskirts. He's going to be the last one up, and so he takes down one, but there's too many guns, way too many guns pointed at him, and Incog go down. They looked really good for match number 1, but now coming into match number 2, that's not the points that they needed. Old Bloods, it was looking really rough for them coming out of the blue, and they just get deleted with another BRDM. How are the Old Bloods finding all of these flares? How come I never find them?
Yeah, I mean, same, Darth. It's not worked out for them in this situation, and they're going to give up a BRDM to Enteras. So Enteras have come over the top. That's what we were looking at a moment ago, with all these teams collapsing in onto each other as Baywang comes through and says, thank you very much. I'll take that little bit of armor into my hands. And now they can look down the hill at Push, who have lost Juice X. They've had a very good start here, Push. We mentioned they were sitting below Old Bloods and potentially not safe. But again, another lower team has stepped up. 8 kills now for Push. They've been listening to us, I think, Darth. Push are having a much better game, and we're into placement points.
Yeah, definitely embracing their own name, pushing out, finding a little bit of that aggression. And I think that's been a bit of the case of the comp. The teams that find aggression and sweep and play this newer meta tend to find a lot more success than those that are hunkering back a little bit and are a little bit on that slower side. Cherry, you can see him venturing out there, very aggressive, but he's playing out for the kills, and he's found not 1 but 2 knocks there. That is huge from him on towards Push. That now opens up a bit of an avenue. You can see suspects sweeping in, looking for that double knock there, realizing that they're very, very hurt. Just got to be a little bit careful with Enteras on that northern edge. But they've created this space now, huge amount of space for up. Would love to see them capitalize on it. Pulling back a little bit, and now they got the zone. They get that final kill. That is massive from 4UP, absolutely massive. Cherry, the one leading the way, pushing out into the blue to get that angle. That was a really smart and aggressive play that really paid off for them. 4UP doing extremely well. See them pulling back now, immediately repositioning for those hills on the side of water treatment. Got a couple of teams now that are going to have to push out of there. Enteras could look to try to hold the top Bizlag. They can hold the edge of water treatment, but it's a little bit open at that entrance. So it'll be interesting to see how they play that out as well. A lot of excitement about to open and pop off Funky as this zone starts to close on in.
Yeah, I mean, Enteras have picked up that BRDM, which is a bit of a bonus, and really they can play this high ground, so they're in the optimal spot here at the moment, but they've got to still deal with 4UP, who have ticked along to 6 kills. Really, they should be raining some shells into that BRDM, get into that thing before it's going to have an impact. It's potentially already, it's potentially already damaged. I'm not too sure, but they can rain shells into that just to get that down. As Sago fanboys, you mentioned it could be tricky coming out of water treatment. And I mean, it's getting down towards half health. It's okay for the moment, but they don't want to get this thing. I don't want to let this get up close and personal into their space, because it is a bit of a distraction. And at the moment, they're a little bit spread here as well. 4UP, a 2-2 split. They're just probing at the moment, Enteras, just trying to bait out, like you said, bait out 4UP to try and flush them and see where they're at. But it's gonna kick off here, and that's a good grenade towards Asper there from Design. It looks as though they want to get up here and try and consolidate. They've only left Dusky back, but they really need to deal with this fight. Buddy out with some utility. There's the opening knock from him. Suspect will go down. Dusky still back at the shack. He might actually be stuck back there, Darth. I'm not sure if he's able to get across to them.
Yeah, especially with Geordie on the other side, might be forced to hunker down a little bit here. He could have some good lines of sight, keeping them in. And Terrorists have played this really well. Nice patience from them. They tried to lure them into a fight with the BRDM, but they didn't take the bait. And it's worked out supremely because Dusky's going to be the last one up and standing. He's stuck in the shack. He's going to get some nice tags. Almost manages to get the knock there as the flushes are coming out. And that BRDM, it really was acting as that bait to try to draw out the fire. They didn't take it for up, but the result was still the same. They're going to be left with just that solo up and standing. Meanwhile, back inside of water proper, Bizlug, they are getting a little bit trapped now with Lelux. This is a tricky area to get out. Oh, just on that other side, it is so open as Blazing trying to set the place on fire. Util over the top, almost flicking onto his own teammate. They're going to be careful, you know, in these situations. It can be tempting to just shoot at anything that moves, as long as it's not your teammate, that is. You're going to cop an earful from that. Juice holding on to the entrance, and you can see just that slight little clearing now as the smokes dissipate. They've got to do something soon, Lux, as their time is slowly running out.
Yeah, it certainly is, Darth, and looks as though Juice still has one lethal bit of utility there. Has a molly, and that would be perfectly placed in there at the moment. But the Lux have somehow snuck out of there. They've ducked around into the blue, and they've gone out that backside. So they've taken this fight away from Bizalog. They're going to have to put their faith in running down this hill and getting away from them. Little Hope is waiting there. Almost takes a headshot somehow from Killaroo. Doesn't, though, and gets cleaned up. Little Hope pulling them apart. Snoopy chipped in there to get the third one. Little Hope with 3, but Anteras pick up another one. No Names survive. Dusky's still there as the solo. No Names with 3 kills, 3 players up. 4 up. They were looking really good, Darth, until Anteras came around with that BRDM and ran into them. 9 kills now for Anteras. And, I mean, 4 up and Anteras are right next to each other on that leaderboard. Anteras are closing into them with this game at the moment.
They might even do enough if they take out Dusky and even take out that chicken dinner. They might even be able to get above them. So this is not looking too good for 4 up, but for Anteras, this is looking really nice. Blue zone coming out. Dusky, they're finally starting to put some damage onto that BRDM. They were biding their time, but you know, now it's almost run out for 4 up. Struggling to see Dusky getting out of that compound. RZ still putting in some of the damage for Zanshin. They've got the placement points. They're even picking up some of the kills. And this is just going to be heartbreaking stuff for those teams that are trying to chase them down. But for the fans of Zanshin, they are loving this. You know, 2 players, no worries. They'll do it as a duo. They'll even do it as a solo Zanshin. They just are backing themselves. They've got that confidence right now, as they've got Anteras on the other side of that hill where they can start to look into water right now. It's all kicking off on this side of Myanmar as Anteras Buddy's starting to sweep around, trying to look into RZ. Might get lines of sight onto him any second now.
Yeah, Buddy just lurking there, sticking with their 9 kills. It's Snoopy, though, with 7 leading the way. 800 plus damage there for Snoopy. They're looking down towards No Names. Dusky, going to get another knock there. Rems should be safe. Rez, what's he got now? Dusky's had a pretty good season, Dusky. 700 damage tonight in this match alone. 2 kills. Dialing in towards No Names. The revive still hasn't come through. Does have 1 grenade. There's another knock there. Juice has managed to pick that one up, so that revive isn't coming through just yet. Rems is going to go, in fact, so Dusky picks up another one. RZ is what's happening here. Ripping into the BRDM. There's going to be a player above him. Almost got that knock. Buddy was down to 6 hit points. RZ would love to know that, how close he put him down, because he absolutely lasered him with that M249. And now it is 4 against 1, Darth. And Terra's with 11.
Yeah, it's all down to the solo now on Bizlog. As you know, both these teams are going to be happy with that. This BRDM has just been that gift that has kept on giving for Antares. And once again, a final bait. That's such a fitting finish. Antares taking out that chicken dinner.
Yeah, big finish in the end from Antares there with the 13. Snoopy with 9. Had to be up towards 1,000 damage in the end. That's a big game from him right there. 2 each to Buddy and Desire as well. Antares, they were 17 points back from 4 up, who still finished in 5th with 7. So it's going to be close between those two. 4 up were trying to push up and take 3rd place away from Incog. Bizalog, another low team, picking up some points, trying to steer clear of that bottom 4. I don't know if this is going to do it from them. 2nd place with 5 is fantastic. Juice with 4. No Names sitting up in 9th place. Solid from them. And Zanshin, as always, another top 4 spot there. RZ soloing it through with a couple in the end. We're done with Miramar. We'll be right back to check that scoreboard. I'm Funky AU with Darth Bananas. We'll be right back.
Do you feel it?
Let's do this.
Clear to engage. Go, go, go!
Welcome back, everyone. Funky you here with Darth Bananas. You're watching Premium League PUBG Premier League. This is the final night of it. It all comes down to this. Zanshin are doing just what they need to do to run away with this. But it's, I mean, really, some of these bottom teams keep stepping up to try and price themselves away from that bottom four.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed by the bottom teams tonight, surprisingly. Grass and Bizlog stepping up in the previous match. Push, No Names also doing a good job, same with the Lux. So they're keeping it really, really tight there. Only a few points separating staying in this division and getting eliminated. On the left-hand side of that leaderboard, there's still only a few points in between the money positions as well. So there is a hell of a lot to play for. We've played our last Myanmar match of the tournament. Now we're coming into our last Rondo match on a pretty average playing path on Rondo. I think this is one of the worst playing paths you can get on Rondo, Funky.
Not fantastic. I've definitely seen some worse ones, but looks as though a couple of teams would be probably pretty happy with it. Certainly a few of them are hitting their primary drops. 4 up are quite happy with where they're heading. Same too with Push. Lilux as well. They're all hitting their primaries. Old Bloods as well. Few teams actually out early heading to that lower southwest side of the map. And this is what's happening here. Little quick drive-by shooting. Nafscod was super quick to get in onto... That is not fair. I don't know if Macca had even picked up a weapon, but Nafscod were just so fast to get across there.
We've seen that happen so often. Did Macca's dog poop on their lawn or something? Like, what's going on here? Poor Macca, he just has had no luck this competition. In the previous match, he got hunted down.
Oh, wow.
We saw this happen a few times last week as... You know, they're just coming for the Charm Farmers, the teams. Now it's Nafscod chasing down on them, and that's a harsh one. They're charging on in, like, despite having the numerical disadvantage. Elliot goes down, unintended charging in, going to get that flush out. Denny's down now, so that's just going to leave it all the way up to Invis, and that's a heartbreaker for them. You got to really try hard and take it in your stride, not to be tilted on this one. Invis manages to get that knock. He almost gets the flush on his own teammate, so that's a bit awkward there. And he finally goes on down, and Charm Farmers get eliminated. And that's a hard one there for the Charm Farmers. Big fans of them, particularly Macca. He's been a part of the community, a big namesake, done a lot. One of the former casters, particularly of the lower down divisions, and yeah, you hate to see them get done like that off the drop, being chased down like that. That's a real harsh one.
Yeah, very harsh indeed, Darth. It's almost like they've done a bit of homework there, Nafscod. They sit down in 7th place at the moment, but they must have kept a very close eye on the Charm Farmers drop, because they were all over them there, and they've been just unceremoniously deleted from this match here. Which is match number 3 of the night. And Dip's about to bring in that lost player, so we're going to see that player back in shortly. And not too far away from them would be Bizalog. If they really want to pick on another team, that would be the one. They're a little bit spread out, though. They've probably got no idea where they are. Team who is spread out is Incognito, holding on to 2 blue chip revive beacons at the moment. Yeah, Bryn's just on the move away from one. We already see that's Popeye coming back in from Nafscod. A little bit of distance away from the rest of the team, but at least they're all on the same side of the map. A few teams have already made some rotates. We see Old Bloods out nice and early, Darth. 14 teams, 55 alive. So look, at least they've got a compound to work from.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big advantage on Rondo. Teams are struggling when it's out in the field to find that cover. Rondo, I think, is one of the worst maps for being stuck in a field without a hard cover, or definitely the worst, I would say. Maybe not one of the worst. Taiga is definitely a lot better, despite it being a new map as well. So Old Blood's going to be looking to hunker down, very central position inside of the zone. So good chance that they're still going to be in the next match. They have been up and down. They looked like they were going to be on the left-hand side of that leaderboard last week. Then it looked like maybe they're going to get back into relegation danger. So they've been really all over the shop, struggling to find consistency. I think when they've found consistency, they've been very exciting, but finding that has been really challenging as we go into that overall map. And interesting, not many teams are moving, Funky, despite being in the game for almost 6 minutes now. There's not much movement towards the zone.
They're all having a bit of a picnic, I think, Darth. They're not in a real hurry at all. Those first few, I mean, a few of these teams were already in zone to start with, so they haven't done too much. I did see Zanshin make a bit of a move. We've got Sego Fanboys having just come in from the stadium. Pope's actually picked up a vehicle for Nafscott, and he is at least mobile. There is a team between him and them, but still a lot of space to get some clear paths going. There's a few markers out from Old Bloods at the moment, so it looks as though they have picked up that a team is close by. That is actually Zanshin, so it'd be wise to stay pretty clear of them for the moment. 14 teams, 55 alive. We will be halfway through the night at the end of this one. Incog have all shifted slightly and squatted up here. So all four together at the moment. We'll watch them as they make their rotate in. Would not be surprised if they keep pretty spread. So we'll see where they go and what their markers are looking like. Not a lot of markers going on. Just a couple there closer to the test track. So they are heading that direction. Insight not on the move just yet. We'll see where they do end up. But yeah, there's still plenty of teams not really on the move. It looks as though Gloria Supreme are just starting to get some vehicles out way out on that west side. And Terra's now on the move towards the stadium. 4 up, not moving too much. There's a vehicle in the hands of the Lux down at Jadina City. 1 vehicle for push. But 4 up, never usually in a hurry, but they seem to be... that explains that. There we are.
We're just summoning the chopper right now and having a little bit of some drinks. It's a Sunday night. Got to have some drinks with the boys while you wait for the chopper to get here to take them on their scenic flight into the zone. It's interesting that 4 up, I don't see them taking too many E-pickups nowadays. They used to love it when it first came out. It was a big favorite of theirs, a big favorite tactic, but right now it seems that they just, they'll use it, but it's not as popular as it used to be. As the balloon does shoot on up, we're waiting for the chopper to come and bring them in. Most teams are starting to make their way to the zone. I would use the word reluctantly. They're going to close up their picnics now because there is a storm of the blue coming in that is going to force them in, or if they're not careful, it's going to be other teams with some weapons there. Speedy finds that out the hard way. Making a little bit of probing moves, Old Bloods. This is where they've lost a lot of players this season, and they almost lost another one there with Speedy, so they're able to regroup and just hunker down in those bunkers as it's just the battle of attrition right now. Well, we're waiting for the zone to do its thing and close on in. Looks like Gas are going to be making a big rotate to the north. They've got similar pathing behind them by Nafsgood. And apart from that, everyone else is pretty much done and dusted in that zone, Funky. I don't see anything too crazy. Everyone's just waiting for the zone to force its thing.
Yeah, Ali Lux and Push, the last ones as well on that south side coming in. Lux just pushing in. Basically can fill in behind. They're not being gate kept at all. Plenty of room to move. They will push in here, get a little bit of info before they move any further. A little bit like Old Bloods did, just sort of probing towards Serious Esports and then backing off. But they are pretty central. And there's our first zone shift. They're not central anymore. No one is really central. The test track is sort of more on that south side. So we try again in a decent position. Probably no names are best suited, but there is some decent high ground over on this side of the map. So I wouldn't be surprised if someone using an E pickup may drop someone up here just for a brief moment to try and get a little bit of information across the map. It's not going to be 4 up because they are on their shoots and they are on the way down and they are taking shots. Oh,
this
dear.
is always the risk that you take when you go on these FBI raids. 4 up, they've lost 2 players, knocked on out. Quick Smart, we try again, have lost Kevil, but should be able to pick him up as they're pushing on in. They've got 1 bleed coming out. Cherry coming out to try to just smoke up that place and regroup with Aspar. Meanwhile, on the side of the hill, All Bloods are now starting to look on in. They want to be a part of this party as well. Jeff picking up 1 kill. They decided not to stay in their hard cover, and maybe that was a good idea for them because they're in far more centralist position now, and these hills are somewhat playable. But nope, as soon as I say that, they're clown carrying it up or jumping in the same whip, and it looks like they are getting out of Dodge and driving off into the sunset.
They're out of there at the moment, Darth. Right now, 4 up are going to get 1 player back up, so they lose 1 out off the back of that E pickup, and that is certainly why teams don't always love them. You just don't always know where you're dropping, and this doesn't sound like good news for Old Bloods as we go back to them. They actually do get a knock onto Boang there. They're pushing in at least as a squad here, trying to clear out north side of the test track. It's not all over yet. Jeff goes down. Jumbi goes down. They've still got 1 to clear out above them. They're being pushed in on, getting caught up on each other around that door. Out with the JS9. They've still got a couple there. They're not getting it done. They are not getting it done at all. Darth, Old Bloods go in 14th place, and that is Enteras with 5 kills now. There's the carnage. All 4 go down. That is not good at all. We'll go back to we try again. And 4 up as they disappear.
A few teams starting to disappear. All Bloods, they may be old and obsolete. Looks like Incog are getting into a bit of a fight now with Bizlog on the southern part of the map. So everyone's kicking off here. And I think that's how the Ronda, you know, those open fields are very tricky to play. Incog finding out the hard way. Both Bryn and Insight going down. It's going to force Mav in for a regroup position. Paradox also looks like he might be coming in as well, or trying to get a bit of a better angle on this one. Incog, they did start off extremely strong match number 1. I thought they might try to make a run at Zanshin, but I'm pretty sure that's over now. Zanshin, they're taking up first place. But, you know, 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place is still up on offer. A lot of money and a lot of pride, you know, over the Christmas break. There's a lot of smack to be talked about, how you finished 2nd and not 3rd. So, you know, there's pride to be played for. The zone does its thing. Shifts, interestingly, close to those rocks that you pointed out early on. Test track as well, still going to be in. So there's a lot of challenging terrain to be played right now. Those rocks are going to be a very interesting feature. There's quite a few teams stuck around there. Push looks like they don't want to be stuck, so they're just sending it through early on, trying to thread the needle between La Lux and No Names, and it looks like they've made it through.
They've done well for the moment, Darth, but SAR is... they're getting closer to Sago here. They're just trying to find a little bit of high ground or some sort of hard cover. There's some there, but that's not fantastic. Looks as though they might be pulling up here briefly. I don't know how long they'll set up camp for, but they're reasonably central. They may certainly lose some vehicles in that little move. There's a few teams starting to group up around the test track sort of compound. Bizalog doing okay, picking up a couple off of Incognito, which is pretty handy from them. Looks as though Silent X has got across to potentially pick up one or two players from Zanshin. So they got no points just yet this game, but if he can get one or two players back in. I mean, we saw what happened last game. RZ certainly went a long way as a solo. And like you said, Darth, they've pretty well got first placed sewn up at the moment. But on that north side, it is still very busy.
Yeah, very, very busy, especially around these rocks. I mean, on the northern side of the rocks, it's kicking off right now as gas are pushing in to Sirius. We've got Nazer looking in and just realizes he doesn't quite have the best angle for this, so just jumping out as the rocks fight's kicking off. Ned gets taken out, and that's going to force the rest of gas to come on in. And this is going to be a tricky position. It looks like all this fighting is also drawing in La Lux as well. So this is an absolute cluster of a fight right now. Gas looking to try to push on over. This is a big fight for them. They don't want to go down too early without much points because they are in relegation danger, with Bizlog still in this one as well. Both teams are fighting very, very hard. Killaroo looking in at the retreating gas. He would love to pick up a few points as well for La Lux. They are in 8th place, but their pride is a lot better than 8th place. So they'll look to see if they can get a few more points and improve their standings just a little bit.
Yeah, it won't take much to improve the standings for these guys either, Darth. They're only 4 points from making up 2 more spots on that leaderboard, and that pride, you know, certainly says that you want to try and stay on the left side of that leaderboard in that top 8, and yeah, they can certainly do that. I think they should do that. Still trying to hold off gas behind them. Both these teams are still out of zone at the moment. We are counting down slowly before that blue zone shifts, so there's a little bit of a pause. They've got Serious Esports off in the distance making their rotate in. You can see them there. Sago fanboys are across the gully. Right now, that move from push is actually looking okay. I'm not sure if Zanshin got players back in. They've got one back in. So RE's come in with Silent X. They're not squatted up, though, so that's going to be dangerous. They could lose, potentially, one of these players, even though they've just come back in. But this is getting quite busy right here with Bizalog and Nafsgod.
Yeah, all of these fights are going to kick off any second now. The Nafsgod fight has kicked off, but that northern fight, that's going to kick off real soon too. Meanwhile, but before that has to happen, Nafsgod looking to try to clear on up 6 kills already, and this is the paradox that is Nafsgod. They can play good or they can go ice cold. Right now, they're looking really, really good as they're trying to push in. Juice coming in as well. Trying to get the knock. And the bubble peak, he manages to get it. Goes for the transfer. Can't quite get it out. Last one up and standing. Blazing has gone down. They've picked up 3 much needed points. They're 1 point ahead of relegation. So every single point is huge right now for them. Juice trying to smoke up the space and trying to delay it as much as possible, but now he's on fire and he is burning good, climbing up above to try to get out of the flames, but it was never going to work on out. He goes on down. 8 points to Nav's God, and there's that big wrap down up the north. Now they're playing into the no name. It is just so open right now as La Lux just driving straight through the field of teams, and this is absolute craziness going on in Rondo. Rem's coming back around. He almost runs into Miller. He does, but takes it down through the stun. Oh, Miller just can't catch any luck whatsoever. He's going to be flushed out as well. No Names picking up their first kill of the match. Force back and around, but look how open these fields are. Just the burning wrecks of their players and teams' hopes and dreams. That's all that's keeping them alive right now.
Yeah, Killaroo in a, less than ideal spot there. He is alive at the moment. Teams fighting their way away from the test track, and Terrace trying to come through. We try again, trying to stop them coming out. They've still got a full squad alive. Flourier Supreme, they finally go out as they get caught between No Names and Serious Esports. But Buddy in the open, in the middle of the road. FTW's come up at just the right time. He wants to get this finish. If he doesn't, this will get stolen away. Surely that goes across the other side. No, just does enough. Bounce off the curb. And Terra's now 6 kills, 500 damage onto Desire here. They managed to get rid of 4 up. That's where most of those kills... No, sorry, Old Bloods it was. That's where most of those kills have come from. As we try again, that dealt with 4 up as they come through now. 5 for them. We see Incog disappear. Paradox was the last one out. Navscod picking up another one. They shift along to 9 kills, and they've been on the move tonight, I think, Darth.
Yeah, they've been on the positive move, I would say. They've been hunting down teams. We've seen them bullying the Charm Farmers back-to-back matches. So definitely expecting some angry messages in the DMs from them. No Names turning their attention towards serious esports, stuck on the side of that hill there. The only slight thing that's working to their advantage, and it's a slight thing, is going to be that distance, but that's what they got going for them. As they're forced in behind them, they've got the Ciego fanboys. It is so open, as Little Hope's going to find that out here as well. This is not the best place to play out of. We've got some shots coming into Sirius, but they're burning wrecks in the middle of the field. And yeah, teams, you can see how desperate they are here just to survive. Cars on rocks, like anything to stay alive in this match. It's a very, very challenging terrain to play.
Push have done pretty well to survive in the cubby house here. I mean, that's all it is, a tree house, really. They've stacked some vehicles up in decent places here. They haven't picked up points, but they're alive. They've got Sago coming over the top, and now they're going to dial in down onto them. So they do have to be careful, and they're actually on the move. They are hard pushing in onto this team as well. Grenades will come out now. That's well placed on the outside. That's going to be Monkey Boy go down. Juice X is still there. He's working overtime. Sar goes down as well. Juice does well. Just over the 100 damage. Those 2 players from Sago go down, and Terrors have gone out on the other side of the map. They go to We Try Again. 3 down. 1's flushed out there. Revives need to come through. Andy G still hasn't managed to pick Sar up. Juice X, he's unsure of exactly who's pushing in, but it is only O'Valley. I say only, but he is a decent player on his own. Nafscott pick up more kills in the background. Finally, O'Valley goes down. That is to No Names. Push. They can breathe again just for a moment. They'll get these revives away. They only pick up 2 kills out of that full squad. So another 2 got stolen away, and potentially that was Nafscott, and certainly No Names picked up one of those as well.
And it's been well, they've done well push out of that compound. No Names have also done well, picked up 6 to their names. It's super challenging terrain, super challenging to when you've got teams crashing in on you and you don't have that much cover. So well done to them to capitalize on that. Ciego is just going to be another one of those teams to just get trapped and nowhere to go. And, you know, it's just crash and hope and pray to RNGesus that he's on your side for this one. But the PUBG gods were not smiling on that fight. No Names checking out the field. We're only down to 15 players left up and standing. 5 teams. So that is abysmally low on a zone like this. But given, look how open it is. Look at the lines of sight that Little Hope has. That's crazy. And now he's opening up. Oh, let that MG3 sing. A gun which I refuse to pick up, and he's putting me to shame on that one. Just hold down mouse number 1 and let it go. Almost taking apart push all by himself. Now getting some util down. That's a good grenade. How's the follow-up going to be? It's going to be really good here. Little Hope decimating push all on his own. Can he solo squad wipe them? No, he's finally going to be taken down by first Monkey Boy, forced to clutch up in. But where is his support? Where's his teammates here as they're coming in? Puggy on the edge of the zone. These revives, well, can he get at least one of them? I'm not quite sure here. Little Hope, he's not going to be one of them as he's flushed on out. And yeah, it looks like the bleeds will come out. First Monkey Boy trying to smoke up in a really rough position. And yeah, I don't think he's going to be much longer for this world.
Yeah, 3 kills though. Surely he goes out there because on one side he's got Nafscott, on the other side there are no names. Nafscott, though, Darth, one of their better games. Like you said, it's either hot or cold, feast or famine, but at the moment they are feasting with 11. But Zanshin having something to say about that. They're getting a knock onto Dip there, who is actually fast bleeding out. 11 kills, and down on the south side of the map, we try again, trying... Oh, that's danger. Out into the blue zone. One shot will do it. There it is. It's going to be Cunny that gets rid of Teddy, who was trying to open up the angles, make it 12 kills now for Nafscott. Zanshin still in this game. They've only come in with 3. They managed to get 1 back on the blue chip recall. They've only got 2 kills, but they do find themselves pretty central here, Darth. So this one, I mean, as well as Nafscott are going, I think it's still pretty wide open.
It really much is. We try again. 7 kills. Going to be happy with that. Zanshin, look, they're picking up the placement points and chipping away. You know, that's nothing to be disappointed about from them. They're just playing the video game. No names. Much better performance from them with the 9. A little bit unfortunate there from Little Hope he didn't get that squad wide, but it would have been amazing if he did, and they would have had much better numbers right now. As the last remaining member of Push First Monkey Boy is trying to be dug out of his position here by Nafscott, and yeah, it's a tactic. It's definitely a tactic there. He's run out of molly, so might as well use the gas can to try to create a little bit of area of denial spacing. Doesn't quite work out as well as he would have liked, but you know, it's something. It's definitely something.
Worth a shot if you've got it, and he doesn't have a whole lot left really to throw. That utility is down to 0 as Jody High Roller finally gets down and gets rid of We Try Again. No Name shift along to double digits. They sit, I mean, with a game like this, they are closing in onto Lelux, who were trying to stay on that left side of the leaderboard. Good grenade up into the region of Zanshin, and that one went right to the door. That flushed out RE. He was straight out. He thought someone was coming in onto them. They're not just yet, but utility like this would certainly make you think that. And that's going to be Nafscott finishing them off. They move along to 14 kills. Cunny with 6 of those, the 379 damage. It's a 3v2v1 now, and that was almost that solo disappearing. Cunny is over that side. Still hasn't managed to get rid of First Monkey Boy. He is a survivor. Survived in the treehouse, and now he's surviving as a solo with absolutely no utility, and at least he's got some meds.
He's got hopes and prayers. That's got to go in the plus category, I guess. Maybe. Definitely. Probably not. As No Names are wrapping back and around 10 kills to their name, double digits. Much better performance from them. Definitely one of the teams capitalizing on all the chaos that is Rondo. Nice tags. Nice finish there from Geordie. Quick, smart, well done. As it's going to be a straight fight between them and Nafscott. 11 kills. They would definitely like to see that all the way up to 14 with a chicken dinner. We'll see if they can manage to do it. Nafscott have just been so aggressive. Now it's all going to be up to Geordie. So it's asking a lot now from him as the remaining solo wrapping back and around. Nafscott have done so well. They've got 1 knock themselves. So it's a 1v2. Not impossible. He knows where 1 is. Kev on, or Kenneth on that rock. Geordie looking in, just peeking around. But yeah, going to smoke it on up, and it's going to be a rough one. 2 angles, not impossible, but it's definitely difficult.
Yeah, Repugnance just clean red out of room there. You saw once pushing Zanshin out the way, Repugnance knew he was running out of space and that they would close in towards him. He backed off to any sort of cover he had, which was a tree. Pope's been revived. Immediately gets put, and unintended gets put down by Jody High Roller. He's certainly a weapon on his own there. 4 kills. Flashes come through. He's still got to deal with 2. He could isolate Cunny and does so. Brings it back to a 1v1. It's a ringer rose around the smoke. The smoke's going to dissipate. No Names are going to get it. He does it. Jody High Roller seals it. for No Names with a 14 kill win.
Oh, what a win, Funky No Names.
Ooh-wee.
That was a amazing performance from them. Little Hope started it off on the side of that hill. Geordie finished it off. 7 kills to him, 14 kills to the No Names. I think we've got to put some respect on their names. They're not no names. They are definitely some names out there. That was amazing to watch. Navscott also on 14. One of their most aggressive matches, hunting down on Rondo. That was an exciting match.
And we'll be right back. We're halfway done, over halfway done. Oh, no, halfway done. We've still got Tago to go and then Erangel, and we'll be done for the season. We'll be right back.
Do you feel it?
Let's do this.
Clear to engage. Go, go, go!
Welcome back, everyone. And it was a big win to No Names there. It was an equally big second place to Naf's God Darth, but looks as though No Names, as good as that was, didn't quite pick up any spots on the leaderboard.
No, that was a fantastic performance, but they fell 7 points short of overtaking Lalux, who stay in 8th place as well. We're starting to get really into the nerves side of the competition. We try again, creating a nice little gap ahead of Antares, who's just 2 points ahead of Incognito, 1 point ahead of 4Up, and 8 points ahead of Nafscod. So it is so close on the left-hand side of that leaderboard. On the right-hand side, Bizlog is 1 point ahead of Glory. Ciego is 3 points behind them. So that fight for the last four is well and truly heating up. Old Bloods are about 10-ish points clear, so they are probably okay. But, you know, if they have a bad few matches here, well, they could be in Div 2 next comp.
I mean, it really is basically a fight for 12th place, isn't it, at the moment? I thought Bizalog had a decent game there, and yet they're still only 1 point clear of Glory A Supreme. So it is really tight. It's tight at that end. It's tight at the other end as well. Like, I mean, first place is sewn up there by Zanshin as we jump into match number 4 on Tago. But really, the remainder of the podium and really the money spots are really up for grabs at the moment. So these teams have still got plenty to fight for. Incog only 1 point above 4Up in 4th place there. And like you said, another 2 points up to Enteras and not much more up to 2nd place. So 2nd and 3rd place, very much in the balance here at the moment. Lilux as well, not far away from picking up a few more pride points there. They could easily go past Sirius Esports in this match. Right now, though, Sirius, speaking of, way up on the north side, they're probably the furthest out from this zone. They'll also have to cross the water, which always adds another dynamic. Lilux are on that side of the water, so too Enteras and 4Up. So there's certainly some decent teams on that northern island. On the south side, though, we've got Push that will last out of the plane down towards Hospital. And right now, Nafscod, I don't know if they're on the hunt again here, Darth. It seems to be looking like a bit of a trend in the last 2 games.
I expected this from Zanshin, not so much Nafscod, and especially when they're sitting on that leaderboard, they must really want some to climb up that leaderboard and get that extra money, because they're hunting teams down, and this time, to the relief of the Child Farmers, it's not going to be them. Geordie managing to clap back as No Names on the back of that fantastic win now have to win this almost hot drop. Geordie gets taken down low. He gets taken out as well. So that's just going to leave the Jura up and standing. He's going to be flushed out a quick smart as well. Nafscod, they've lost unattended. So this is going to be a big fight. The comeback towers are in play, of course. So, you know, there's no big loss. But that's 2 big points up on the board for Nafscod. And this is really turning into a bit of a trend right now as they are hunting. They are playing some hard and fast PUBG, and you know, in all fairness, they're finding a bit of success with it.
They are. A couple of kills here. They shoot, like you said, they'll get unintended back. That's a bit of a slap in the face to No Names. Fresh off of a win and then a run over as well, just to rub it in. The hero from last game is dropped out of this one by Nafscod. 15 teams, 57 alive, and that's not the only early action by the look of it. Incog, I thought, were crashing in here, but maybe they're not. They're actually backing off. Oh, Mav's going to get caught. Might get caught. He's been left behind. Out comes the shorty. He's not safe. Around the outside comes Dimas. Looks as though Bryn's pulled up. They're trying to keep him alive here, but it's not going to work as Mav's going to go down. Or Insight's going to go. Paradox is there to potentially... Yes. Gets the reply. Gets the knock. Gets the flush. Mav's gone. Flushed out. So to Insight. Hopefully Paradox can stay alive. Get some blue chips here. That's... Might have to move a vehicle to even have a close look at those. Gasser disappearing. Paradox has to be careful here. Bryn's been knocked. So Paradox alone, this is not good for Incog. And there's Bryn off in the distance there. Paradox has got to fight hard to survive this one here. He could almost back off of this fight to try and stay alive, but they're pushing up now. He's got to be careful. Spots that player close by. It's high. High card. Sat down. Has Dimas close. Rotating around. Needs to get this med off real quick. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Incog, actually, the first team eliminated, but it's not over yet, Darth.
No, of course it's not. Teams here really looking for that third party, fourth party action. They want to fight. They're raring to go. This is our last night of the competition. Nothing left to lose, just money and pride left to gain. TD coming up above gas. They are nowhere near reset, and it looks like they're going to lose a second player on the back of this. TD jumps up on that rock. He knows that there's someone down here. Well, I guess he does know. He's exactly down below him, and shoots out Dimas. Just taking another quick spray through the smoke, making sure he doesn't have any friends back there. As that's we try again. Going to capitalize on that. Didn't expect Incog to go down. That's very uncharacteristic, broken play from them on the pull out. But yeah, sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yeah, a little bit messy from them. Mav getting stuck on that compound for one. If they've managed to take him and get clear of that, they would have been okay. I'm just not sure why they were half in and half committed to that compound and were actually pulling back up the hill. I thought they may have just taken that fight. They're certainly a team that can back themselves into just take any fight, really. So just seemed odd. I don't know if they just got caught partway into a rotate. But anyway, like you said, uncharacteristic for them. They are the first team eliminated, as Unintended's coming back in for Nafscod. Dropping very clear at the moment up towards airport. Clean rotate too, down that east side if he needs to make it to catch up with the rest of the team. Zanshin, Bay goes back in, Darth. They've got their full squad for the remainder of the night by the looks of this.
Yeah, now's when things could get really scary for the teams. We're starting to see Nafscott have done it. We try again at doing it. But if Zanshin do it as well, and that's come out and just play that aggressive, start hunting teams down, we might not even see Circle 2 pop with these big names in this lobby. The aggression, it'll also lock up and make it extremely difficult for our bottom teams. Ciego Fanboys, Glorious Extreme, Bizlog, Old Bloods, all needing to also pick up points. But if you've got these big names who are soaking it up, it's going to make your job much more difficult. So if they flick that switch, which we know they're capable of, it could get scary for a lot of teams out there.
Really cool, and at the moment they're very spread as well. They'll squat up when they need to. Bago's got to be careful. Sirius Esports coming in from that north side, and Terra's coming through as well. Sirius had to come all the way down from Army Base, so they've got in nice and early here, well ahead of that blue zone. Teams that are set up nicely are We Try Again, who we've already seen a bit of action from. Charm Farmers have got themselves nice and central, and if no one crashes onto their compound, they might be safe there for a while. A few extra points. They may be able to even catch FYD tonight, who aren't even playing. Lee Lux coming out of Palace. They're about to rock the E pickup. Just lurking around, awaiting that chopper's on the way, and they're ready to go. So we will keep an eye on them. Charm Farmers having a little bit of a look towards We Try Again.
Well, that'd be really nice if Charm Farmers managed to overtake FYD. Bit of pride in their bag. You know, they're still getting eliminated nonetheless and relegated. But if they do manage to pick that up, you know, it's definitely something. It doesn't matter that FYD didn't play. You know, that's the game that it is. We don't know the reasoning, whether they dropped out or there was some other issues at play. But, you know, you can only play the game that's in front of you. So for a bit of pride, and, you know, with big names like Invis and Big Boy Mac they played this game. They know how to play competitively at an ultra high level. Meanwhile, back at another team that has struggled a little bit, and or maybe a lot, some of their fans might argue, is going to be the Old Bloods. It's been a very odd season from them, Funky. I don't know about you, but this has not been the Old Bloods that I've used to see and watch.
Yeah, I mean, that zone shifts good for them, and they're on the move early, which is great. They like to hopefully get off their shoots and Bucksensar might be a target, being a slightly bigger town. But yeah, Old Bloods, look, we've seen them in the top 6 before, and that's, you know, we know that's what they're capable of. So, I mean, like we said on, you know, night number 1, some of these teams have not been grinding at all, and even aren't grinding, you know, in the middle of, you know, competition. Like they'll play these nights and then go off and either play something else or play nothing at all and just come in for this. So for some guys that is fine, and they'll still do okay and do enough. But for others, sometimes they need to stay sharp and need that bit of work in between. Whether or not you've got time for that's another question. So yeah, they're certainly down on what they're capable of. We've seen some of these guys be absolutely lethal in previous seasons. 14 teams, 52 alive, but meanwhile they're in a decent spot. 4 up are in behind them. They've got We Try Again in front. There's been a couple of E pickups and one's been let go, and I think that was from Serious Esports, and that's because, excuse me, Zanshin are coming through. So they've prepped up onto that one. RZ has managed to do a bit of a seat switch to stay safe. Looks as though they've still got their 4 up. It's going to be Serious that are losing players. Yudi's gone. They're going to lose Sanai as well. Fatties on the backside of this hill is still lurking there. They're spread out, Serious. Zanshin are right between them. I think he was spotted there, maybe. Flowers are making it difficult. Certainly been spotted by the player on the top side. It's just some. Oh, Bago's a little bit slow picking him up, but RE was there. Finally puts him down. Just some on the other side, still having to work. RZ coming around, and that is finally the end of Serious Esports. They go in 14th place. Zanshin, they'll get a revive. Playing like a full squad again. 3 kills early on. They're not having to try and solo it through or duo it through to the end by the look of it.
No, it's definitely going to make it a little bit easy for them. That wasn't the cleanest fight in the world, but it's a fight they won at the end, and they didn't lose anyone, so they're not having to find these towers, so it's a good finish for them. As we take a look at the zone, well, all of a standard zone on Tago. No shenanigans, no hardships, just basically centering up from before. We've seen the Old Bloods, they've gone straight to the central part. A lot's going to come down to what the next shift does decide to do when it closes in a couple of seconds time, and what chaos wants to unfold on the map. Andy G looking on in, and ooh, Andy G hits those. Not bad at all. As Push are going to pick up another kill. The zone centering up, and this is going to be a big fight here between Push as they are and Naf's God. As Naf's God, they're coming in with their tank, and Andy G, well, if it keeps clicking heads like that, it's going to be a quick fight for them.
They're just going to be careful here. They've got the BRDM just lurking there, and they're trying to ignore it. But if that player, if Popeye steps out, which he immediately does, and starts lobbing things down towards First Monkey Boy, that's going to make things a little bit difficult, because they've also got Dip on the other side, who's actually isolated himself over here now. He's pushed himself back into a corner. Juicex and Sar can come in. It's Juicex that are going to put him down. So Popeye will be left alone here. Cunny's going to go down as well. So good shooting from First Monkey Boy. He was in a bit of a predicament, but that grenade is fantastic from Popeye. He's going to try and rotate around and could be in trouble. Andy G ripping shreds with that bolty at the moment. Only done 77 damage, but it's enough to get rid of a couple of the Naf's God players. Certainly not having a game like the last one, and unfortunately First Monkey Boy will go down. Potentially can bring him back. Doesn't hit that one. Still hasn't hit that one either. I'm not sure what's... a barrel must have overheated here, Darth, but he's stopped hitting them now.
Yeah, must have loaded the rubber bullets, because that's a bit unfortunate. Push were looking so good in that fight with Nav's God just absorbing the pressure and rolling with it. But now they've actually got themselves a little bit caught out in the blue. There's a few teams, Diego, and we've seen the no-names lurking as well, so they could get caught in to those fights if they're not careful about that. No-names are going to disengage, actually, pulling back towards back zone, around towards the northern or the eastern part of the zone, as they are coming in towards Diego. And they're wrapping in towards them, it looks like, overly turning their attention towards push. So they've won out of one fight, and now it's going to be immediately into their third one.
Well, this could be trouble. Oh, Valley's got the drop on him here. Potentially the drop on two of them. Andy G turns, but he's going to be caught in the open. That's going to leave only Juice X back there after they lose Monkey Boy. Killer Roo's out with the Panzer in the feed there. As Nafscott are finished off. That's Popeye out after 14 kills last game. The Bolty here to finish off Juice X isn't coming through just yet. He tucks back down. Sego Fanboys will have a couple here. Juice X, I think, is being spotted by someone wider. They should be able to close in, and they certainly are. And that is going to be Sunnyside up getting in there. Push after taking on that pressure from Nafscott. Both those teams are now gone. And it was Killaroo getting that one kill. That's RZ coming back in for Zanshin. I didn't actually see him get lost. So I don't know if that's an E pickup or they did bring him back in, because they're not close to a recall beacon. There's one in Bucks and Sar, but there was teams in there, Duff. So I don't know if they've just popped a quick scout in the air. I'm not sure what happened.
He's come back because he doesn't have a team tag.
Ah, true. Good call. Good catch. Fix that.
So, yep, he's definitely a comeback. Yeah, we missed his loss, but he's back again to reap some revenge. The Lux, they're putting up some AA shots there. Same with the Old Bloods in their compounds. The VSS coming out. I hate VSS. As Sands is pushing out of his compound to create a little bit of space. They don't want to get trapped in there. And they are outside the zone, so this is important play from Sands. As yeah, this is rough. I hate coming back at this stage of the game, because there's where you're going to get your loot and vehicles and whatnot. You're relying very heavily on your teammate. Oh, look at those triple grenades. It's not going to matter too much because he's already gone down. The Vega's going to be flushed out as well. But that was some nice util usage there.
And that was the VSS getting that knock. As much as those grenades were getting pounded in there by We Try Again, it was the VSS from Sands that did the damage. The rest of Zanshin coming in on shoots as well. And that thing is still ticking along. Sands loving it. There'll be some players that are loving this, because they certainly go in for it. They've got no idea where these shots are coming with. Still just plinking them on in there, and potentially could pick up another one yet. He is a silent assassin, just hiding in those bushes, landing those shots in there. I'll have to rethink what they're up to. Gas are coming in behind them. Switches out to the Org. He gets some support there from Miller dialing in. So where do Gas head from here? This is danger now, Darth, because Anteras are sitting there waiting for them.
Yeah, there's no free space, not at this stage of the game. And Terra's now got to push over and defend their turf and defend their territory. Rems goes down for the no names, and that's just been a rough match for them on the back of that beautiful win. The grenade is going to find that knock, as Anteras now have created this space and opportunity. Charging on in. Got to be careful they don't charge into their own grenades onto this one. Holding up on that rock, the flush has come out. Gather managed to just get behind him here a little bit. They're getting distracted.
Oh no.
By Lalak. Sands out in the open. The VSS or not, he's now trapped on that tree. But up close. Oh no, it was danger close. And that does manage to clutch up there. And that was hearts in mouth action there. That could have ended in a disaster. But it is going to end with the pickup.
I don't know. Sands somehow just survived that. Found himself a tree. Certainly not out of danger yet, because look who it is. Zanshin are there and lurking off in the background. I can see Charm Farmers with smoke out to end in trouble. Bizalog in the feed with players going down. That's Killaroo running in. Just getting himself safe there. I don't know whose vehicle that is, but it's theirs now. Killaroo's found that in his hot little hands. Zanshin on the move. They've got Antares that have to move. Bizalog are eliminated in the end. That's by Sago. Waited on that south side. Charm Farmer still in the mix. So too Old Bloods. All the action looks to be on that northeast side at the moment. You can hear the VSS still pinging away over there from Sands.
Oh,
He's had a few knocks.
Sands.
He's had a few knocks from this VSS now. Silenex is still there. Has to switch out to the Org. It's going to be a grenade back the other way for 60 damage. That's a great grenade. Goes past Silenex, and so too with the follow-up, but the one the other way is better. Sands will go down to that, but Silenex not completely safe. He's going to be covered from the other side. Miller, Killaroo crossing up there, trying to keep Sands still alive. He's on the edge of zone, trying to crawl this one in. It's going to be difficult, though, and Terra's still up the hill. Some jousting going on. 8 teams, 29 alive. Old Bloods, 4 up. Fighting out in the blue is Jeff. Can they pick up some knocks onto Sago?
Old Bloods haven't picked up any kills as of yet, and they're coming out of the blue as well, so that could be a little bit rough. Though, there's 4 points ahead of them, in front of them. Mac has picked up a couple of knocks there, and he's going to be looking to try to finish that off. They much needed points for the Charm Farmers. Sago, they're having a really good match this one, as they look to also get out of relegation danger. That's the loud Old Bloods. That's a slight opportunity to get in, and this bowl is a very dangerous one. A few grenades in there could wipe out the Charm Farmers, and they've got no idea. No, here comes those grenades. There's one. Now they know the Charm Farmers. Speedy coming in is just going to be shooting fish in a barrel right now. They didn't clear out their backs, and Speedy, he's just going redneck fishing. He's only found the solo knock, as he's going to be peeking up over the top. The conventional gun picks up the second there, but the returned grenade from Invis takes him out. Here comes another molly, but it's not going to be far enough. Charm Farm is managing to survive for the time being. I'm not sure how or why, but they are going to take it. Now it's being attacked from the other angle here. That's a much better grenade from TD. Double grenade. It wipes them out there with the 3. And the Diego finished them off. That bowl, that's not a safe bowl. That's the bowl of death. Charm Farmers are eliminated.
Massive bowl of death there, Darth. I don't know how they got away from it to start with, but as soon as that grenade came in from We Try Again, they've smoked themselves out to lob utility into that, and that really finished off Charm Farmers. They were cleaned up there, and the Speedy K drops some emergency cover almost on his own head. Sago have been doing well. 8 kills. Been doing very well, Darth.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed. They've also kept all 4 of their players up. I don't know how they have managed to do this. Let's see how much longer they can do this, because now they've got to push all the way in. They've got Old Bloods in front of them. Now they're back into the danger bowl, but immediately pushing out onto Old Bloods. The deployable shielding overly with the bolty on the off angle. He's doing all the hard work here, despite baiting them out. And now they are up to 10, the Diego fanboys. This is the Diego fanboys that I am more familiar with. Where has this been all competition? They will be vying for first place, not trying to get out of last. As Killaroo with his noob tube manages to get a knock for the luck. There goes the BRDM, and he'll be able to be, oh, maybe he'll be able to be picked up. This is going to be a tricky one here for the, no, he's okay, he's okay.
I don't know, that Killaroo's popped out a couple of panzers this tonight. I don't know if that's 2 in 1 game, but I think it could well be 2 in 1 game. He's copped a couple of panzer kills, done well. Zanshin, meanwhile, 16 alive. They've moved it along to 7 kills, so back in familiar territory. They are down to 2 players, though. Can't get the revive on RZ as they hear those vehicles off in the distance. There's a sneaky little angle there from 4 up, who we actually haven't seen much from this game, and that's probably why they've only got the 2 kills. But the important thing is they're actually in really good zone position, and Cherry's just been wading his way through all of these crates. Has that 3 gear on, has the FAMAS. Look, they are set up absolutely the best at the moment, unless this zone goes away from them in 5 seconds. But they are kitted up. They've got a nice ridgeline to work off. Finally, Lux go. That's Sago picking up another 2. The zone does go away from that ridgeline, but Cherry is in an absolute perfect position here. The rest of the team just needs to get across and farm through the gear and all of these crates. But right now, Darth, what's going on here? 12 kills.
They are just turning on a show right now. The 2 fraggers of the team putting on a performance, Overly and Sunny Side Up, as Zhao is also helping out as well with the 3. This is great work from them. They would love to be able to take out Old Blood's Jumbi onto that side as they look to try to overtake them and once and for all get out of relegation danger. You don't want to leave it to the end. It's just too difficult for them. Old Bloods, no kills to their name. Wow, that's a rough one from them. They do have some placement points, but that's, we know already, we've talked about it a lot, that the placement points are good, but the kills are a lot better as they're going to start to push on in. 4UP, they're clearing towards that eastern side, and that looks like they might try to push We Try Again and Zanshin into the fanboys, and that could work out really well for the Old Bloods and 4UP if that does eventuate.
Oh, that hurt. That certainly hurt. Trying to keep that vehicle in play. Put FTW down to 2 hit points. Zanshin working the other side. RE getting involved. There's a knockback there onto Sago. If anyone can take down a full squad with only 2 up, it's going to be Zanshin. And they're certainly smoking that direction. There's utility coming back the other way. Blue zone there to try and deny some ground. There's players running around. Gets that knock onto Ike. Silent X is certainly there. We Try Again it coming in. They're being crashed on. All of a sudden, it has changed. Zanshin are gone. They're certainly not going to get rid of Sago. But We Try Again with their 2 up. They're going to have a crack at it now. It could be left to 4 up just to clean up and take this match away from everyone. They're closing in. Sago got their revive away. They've still got 4 up. It is still 2 full squads. A 2 and a solo. Great spray there from Teddy. He's got 900 damage to his name. FTW is going to go down. Smokes are out. He is alive for now, but that smoke is going to dissipate. He's going to be in the open, and all of Sago are sitting there. Oh, he dodges out to another bit of smoke. Spots out one player. He goes down. It's now a 4v1. Jumbi is now a known entity over here as he goes loud. They know where he is. It soon might be a 4v4 here, Darth.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit good here for Jumbi, I think, because our 4UP are turning their attention towards the Ciego fanboys, and I think they realize they're in a bit of a rough position. They're trying to deal as well with Jumbi, but you're gonna need a good arm to take him out there. So Cherry right now is just going to try to hold him back, but waiting for this run as he manages to take down one. And look at this positioning. They're just going to run over them, and that's just too strong there from 4UP. Way too good. It's just up with the one remaining solo, Jumbi up there for the Old Bloods, and 4UP. This has been a fantastic performance from them. They're starting to sweep it back towards him. This has been amazing. They bided their time. We didn't see a lot of them in the early match, Funky, but we certainly saw a lot about them in the final fights as they're pushing in. Now that Molly is in, Jumbi is not going to make it easy. He's going to fight to the very bitter end, but they've grouped up now and they're pushing in on him, smoked up the place, just perhaps denying the inevitable as the smoke is being sprayed. Jumbi not panicking. He's going to try his best, but the eventuality 4UP with that chicken dinner.
Yeah, 4UP breakthrough for a win. That was much needed. It's been a while between drinks for these guys, but 8 kills in the end. They controlled that one. They had the zone position. They had the full squad alive. Cherry was in an ideal position, had the emergency cover up on the top of the shack. Finished with 1 in the end. It was Dusky led the way with 4. He's been having a great season. Suspect the 2. Asbel 1. So well played 4UP. That will push them closer to Incog, if not past them, in fact, because we did see Incog go out in 15th place this game. An irregularity for them. Old Bloods, they do make it to second place. There's certainly some positional points, but we were thinking that they may just be safe, and that'll certainly help them there. Kill points would have been handy, but hey, second place is good. Sago, though, fantastic from those guys. 13 points. These teams low down are still fighting hard, and that certainly will make an impact on the leaderboard. Gloria Supreme and Bizalog are both going to drop a spot there, and Sago are even going to be sneaking up on Old Bloods, I think. This will be very interesting. We'll be right back. We've got 2 matches to come tonight. Don't go away.
Do you feel it?
Let's do this.
Clear to engage. Go, go, go.
We are back. It was 4 up, getting the win there, Darth, and that has the leaderboard's been shaken up a little bit, hasn't it, going into these last 2 games?
I'd say it's a little bit more than a little bit. 4 up, jumping up into 3rd place. They're 10 points behind. We try again. And Terra's being knocked down into 4th place. Incognito barely holding on to 5th. Navscott now in danger of overtaking them. But on the right-hand side of that leaderboard, it's complete chaos as Bizlog is now down into 14th. Gloria A Supreme, that's pushed them into relegation danger. Ciego Fanboys on the back of that 12K match has jumped up into 12th. 1 point behind the Old Bloods. It is absolutely chaotic right now. One to our 2 favorite maps. My two more matches. My favorite map, Erangel, Funky. It is all coming down to the wire right now.
Really is, Darth, as we see that phase 1 zone pop up towards Yasnaya. So suiting Incognito. We try again. Have got free air up there at the moment. Plenty of space to play with. 15 teams, 60 alive. We've got a full 15 teams, but Nafscott and Bizalog look like they're getting a little bit busy here at the moment, and someone's going to be in trouble here, and it's going to be Timlax, who somehow did manage to get himself out on the top of the little entryway there, but that's not panned out well at all. So Bizalog and the Nafscott, they're all a little bit mixed up here at the moment with their drops. And then on the other side of School and Apps, it's going to be, and for some reason I can't click on a player, it's going to be Popeye is the one that's going to be isolated over here. So Bizalog, if these two work together, potentially they could get a little bit of revenge here. I'm not seeing anyone from Unintended. Oh, here we go. Dip's on the way now. No vehicle, but trying to get across here to support. Unintended as well. They're all coming across on foot. No vehicle. Popeye's going to try and push down to this, at least this end of the compound. Ooh, which will certainly help. Pushes right back. Will not be pushed any further. Running out of hard cover. Unintended is just getting here in the nick of time. Dip will have a little bit of height as well to help. Unintended coming in. Has an angle now. Perfectly timed it. Doesn't need the help, though. It's going to be Popeye alone. Had the Saga out. Says, thanks for coming, boys. I've got this. I'm okay. Going to roll out with the Saga. 170 damage with the 2 kills. Nafscott shift along to 3. Shows just why they are sitting up in 6th place, and Bizalog sit down in 14th place. And then Cunny finishes off as well. Juice comes across here to try and do something, but Nafscott get the squad wipe. It's Cunny and Popeye there, 2 each. So as much as it's been shaken up, Bizalog, that is certainly not the start they needed if they were trying to get clear of that bottom 4. So 15 teams down to 14. School and Apps get cleaned out. So Nafscott pick up 4 points there. They edge even closer to Incognito now, Darth, who they've got 4 solo splits at the moment. They are pretty fed on this zone, so they really need to have a good couple of games to finish off now.
Yeah, they definitely do. It's all coming down to that wire. It's all coming down to the final match, especially for Bizlog, because, well, that's the only match they're going to be able to get points in. Look at this split from Incognito. Oh, chef's kiss. Can you tell that they played this map before? Can you tell? They're just sending it out. It's a little bit aggressive, I think, but for the early game, if they regroup and they're quick off their mark, hedging their bets, whether we go north, south, east, or west, I think this could work out well for them. Back around Milta, there's a bit of chaos going on between Zanshin and Old Bloods over there. Old Bloods, once again, has this been the story of their competition? Or has this been the story of their competition? Once again, stuck on the hot drop or being hunted down early/mid game. They just can't catch a break.
They really can't, and it just happened to be Zanshin that were here with them as well that they've ran into. Bago, who missed the first couple of games, of the night is now creeping around along the beach here, trying to get some angles. He's just getting the flank here onto Speedy K and Jeff. They've got one player well off in the distance, but Speedy K finding a bike. They may be able to get out of here. Maybe not, because that's a headshot there onto one of them. More damage out, more damage out. They may just get clear as Jeff and Speedy K peel off. They will catch up with Savvy. They're okay for now. 3 minutes 30 away from phase 2. Furthest team out will be Lilux down at Sosnovka Island. They are not in much of a hurry at all. Got a vehicle there, so I don't see them all grouped up ready for an E pickup. So they might be happy to take those vehicles. We've seen Anteras come through on their E pickup. Incog have just slightly squatted up here. Inside has Bryn and Paradox in support. They're still spread. It's not a massive compound that Insight's holding at the moment, so you don't want to really jam all your eggs in one basket here. You still want to have some sort of line of sights going so you can sort of anticipate and catch anyone coming in. So they're staying pretty spread for the moment. They can easily roll back and group up on that compound if they need to. Charm Farmers shifted in nice and early, and Terrors have really gone the long drop here. They've taken that E pickup, but they are right out on the edge of zone, so they are fine. Stauber is completely open, Darth. I'm thinking maybe they expected that to be taken, so they've just gone long.
Yeah, that's a very, very safe rotate from them up towards the north. Very defensive. A lot will come down to where this next shift does come. Do we go up towards the north, towards Severny? Or are we going to come back towards Yasnaya, that southern part? Zone can do anything it wants. There's a bit of fire coming in towards Incognito. I love that split that they've got going here. They just regrouped that little bit. This is really nice from them. You can tell that they've played this part of the map many, many times. This is a nice movement from them. Just got to make sure that they absorb this pressure that's being put on them. The last thing that they want to do is end up giving up a knock, because then we know how aggressive the teams are in this lobby, particularly tonight. They could find themselves getting run over once again in COG, like we saw in the previous match. But as it stands, it seems that they are absorbing it, waiting for the zone to do its thing. It looks like we've only really got 2, maybe 3 teams left to make their way in. The Lux up around on military base, and we got the no names. But apart from that, Funky, everyone's pretty much found their home, and they're just taking a few attrition battles. We don't see too much craziness going on, do we?
It's not too bad. I mean, Rems is just coming in on that other recall. We didn't even see him go out, but we have been caught up on a bit of action elsewhere. Nafskod pushing in and picking up more kills. Perfect little angle that under the fence. Normally you have to prone it up to get shots underneath the fences around the petty stations, but that little run in from Cunny was perfect to see the feet of Sunnyside up. Basically got kneecapped there. Cunny with 3 kills, Nafskod with 5. It really has been one of their better nights. I mean, I know they had a massive win very early on in the season. Probably might have even been the first week they picked up a big win, and then there's the poor games in between. But tonight's been a little bit more consistent from them, which has been great to see. And that zone, Darth, what is this? That's gone a long way to the north.
That really has. That's a huge, huge shift back towards Severny. And this is where I'm looking at the Charm Farmers in the central part of the zone playing that tradition. They played for this shift and they've got it. So this is a good chance for them to get out of last place and put a little bit of pride back on their name. But for the rest of the teams, this is going to be a big, challenging shift, particularly for Lux, Sirius, Zanshin, dare I say, all stuck on the southern part of the zone. Even Incog have got to be aware and regroup quickly now, because teams are going to be tempted to crash in on them. with a little bit of panic that is going to be going on. If we don't see a lot of what's going on in the southern part of that zone, it looks like we've got some Mad Max action going on. With all the teams driving at each other.
Oh my god, it is what? This is carnage down here, Darth. It's Zanshin, it's Lee Lux, it's Serious Esports. I'm not even sure who to look at, but it's Lee Lux that are going to peel away Zanshin. Lee Lux have both lost players. Bago's gone, Blessed is gone. Serious is still losing players. Yudi is here. It's going to be Zanshin that get that knock. 2 kills now for Serious. I'm not sure who's killed who here. 14 teams, 48 alive. Only just though, because, I mean, I know Lilux backed off this fight. Sands with the VSS. Again, that thing's done some damage tonight, Darth. Don't write this thing off. It's and now they're going to pick on Serious Esports. So this one's not over just yet. There's still a Zanshin player back there as well. But, I mean, they do all have to move. They're way outside of zone. It is still early days. They can take this blue for now, but that's actually Silent X back there on the edge. The blue chip recall, smokes out, playing it safe. So players will come back in. I'm not sure if he's got chips for Bago, but that's going to be RZ coming in. As the Lux aren't done yet, there's grenades coming out there. They're still in play here.
No, they're not giving it up. And, you know, can you tell that this is a match number 6 of Scrim's? Sorry, I mean, match number 5 of the competition as everyone's driving at each other. And this is what you expect to see. And this is where, like, if you're a team that's in relegation danger, you see this and you're like, shocks. Because all of your points that you need to get is starting to go away. If you're a team at the top of the leaderboard looking to try to take out first place, then you're feeling the same thing as well. So this is what makes it so hard at the late stage of that competition. Sands again with this VSS. This is something that this man's got to keep picking on up because this is working for him. Doesn't work for me, but it's working for him. Let's see if he can pick up another knock here. Well, they've zeroed in where he is. The blue isn't doing too much damage right now. It's just tickling a little bit. Zanshin doesn't look like they want to get involved in this fight, but they're not leaving either. So it's a very confusing to see what they are exactly up to right now. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Incog in a bit of trouble now as Paradox is out in the open. Util coming up above him as Navscotta continuing their aggression. 5 kills. This is really sweet for them. And down goes Paradox. He's going to be quickly flushed on out. And 6 kills. If they did this all competition, they would be way above Zanshin, wouldn't they, Funky?
Oh, they would be absolutely romping it in Darth. Their best is massive. Like, their worst is terrible, but their best is up there with the best. Like, look at them on the absolute hunt. Like, we saw Incog sitting here not too long ago, and the team sitting above them was Push, who have shifted into that north side, but taking their place has been Nafscod. And look at the aggression coming out here. They are 2 completely different teams. Push have shifted out. Nafscod have come in, and they were not letting Paradox sit there underneath that petty station. They were straight out there. They dealt with that player sitting there underneath them. Couldn't have that. Bryn's being pushed in hard now. They were playing out. They were playing split. There's shots coming in from Mav. He's trying to support this. Bryn's going to go down to Popeye. He started well tonight. He's picked up 2. It's going to be 3. 470 damage to Cunny. He's got 5. There's the 3 for Popeye. 8 kills for Nafscod. They are absolutely ticking along. And they're certainly not done yet. That only leaves Mav left up now for Incog, Darth. And they have slipped a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I think they're going to continue to slip as Navscott is looking to overtake them as well. Charm Farmers, they are looking good right now. One of the highest prior positionings, if not the highest prior positioning in the zone. And they just need a few kills here, just a few, some placement points. And all of a sudden, they're going to put themselves in a great position to maybe get out of the cellar. Put a bit of pride on their name, build a bit of confidence. That would all be great work for them. Maka going for the door. Unfortunately, has decided not to run through the door as of yet. Maka and a Balti. There's no better combination out there. As Miller goes down in the blue. And that's that's a bit rough there. A lot of shenanigans, a lot of chaos, and I don't think there was any real winners coming out of that fight.
I think Miller's fat fingered there. He might have got out of the. I don't know where he went down, but yeah, he's certainly not made it in. Zanshin actually were the smart ones in all of that because they broke off that fight we saw out on the edge of zone. I know I did say it's only early days and they can take some blue damage, but yeah, Lee Lux and Sirius really played that one out. And Sirius, well, this is the play here. This is the play from RZ. Is this in range? That's short. Oh, it's only just short. And he's not got anything to follow it up with. He's got the bolty. Oh, it's a red dot on that bolty. Did they get that? Did they get that player back in? I'm not sure if that took off, did it?
I don't think so. No, it's not animated on the map.
Yeah, true. It's not flashing.
I don't think they've managed to. Just enough panic there, Funky, as Zanshin, they've done this one well. I think you're right here. They really did this one well. Disengaging, attacking from the blue, just pulling back on in. They've been a real menace. And oh, they just get shot in the back as they're running back in. RZ. But I don't think they can be too disappointed as the rest of the zone. Look at that kill feed just going bananas right now as everyone is trying to force their way in.
They are, Darth. And Charm Farmers were already here, but Mavs obviously crashed that in for Incog and got into that shack, but Charm Farmers were... No, sorry, he was already there. That's right. Charm Farmers have crashed his shack. They've come in. They knew he was... They were watching from over there, so they've gone in, got rid of Mav. So they were out of position there. So they're good now. I don't know if... finally... Finally, they're going to be able to use this. So, Serious Esports, Just Some will bring some players back in there. We'll keep an eye on that. Nafscott is still going, though. They are just cruising around here at the moment. Look at Cunny's just driving at people. And beeping his horn, Darth. This is nuts.
If you just keep sitting people down, 5 kills like that, then, you know, who's going to stop him? Who's going to punish him? I mean, I guess we jinxed them. We jinxed them. But it was working out. If you go down with 5 kills, you can still be happy with that. And Terrors, they're eliminated. But Nafscott, they're up to 10 kills. 10. Even if they go out now with no placement points, they're still going to be exceptionally happy with that. And they have almost certainly overtaken Incognito as well. So it's all W's in the chat for them right now as they're looking to regroup around the yellows. I mean, they were yellow at one stage in time and looking to play on in.
I mean, like you said, Darth, imagine if they'd played like this from the get-go. That's certainly what they're capable of. We'll get on board 4 up now. Utility comes in. They're going to crash in onto 4... they're going to crash in onto push. Sar off on the backside. Suspect wasn't ready for that. He thought they'd all be in the shed. Running it in is Asper. He's a little bit late to the party. Both the players that crashed in there are down. Dusky is knocked. Suspect has been flushed out of it. Asper's been chased in by the blue. Cherry's there. He's backing up, trying to stay safe. First Monkey Boy is there. Oh, no. Asper's put the gun away to get some utility out. Gets the gun back. Hits the headshot. He's in trouble, though. He's in trouble. All of 4 up in trouble. Oh, that one really went pear-shaped. Push have defended well, but they're not out of the woods.
No, they're not, because Sirius are coming in right now. 5 kills to their name. Buddies and Sanai are going to be the last 2 players up and standing as some GN has gone down and he's flushed on out quick smart. They're outside of the zone well and truly now. So this is going to be a bit of a roughish spot down as, oh no, the Charm Farmers Zanshin are just taking them apart now because they're charging another vehicle. They're just driving straight in towards them as it's just going to be Elliot left up and standing. The grenade inside, that's going to blow them up. Charm Farmers, they're taken on out as Zanshin go to 9 kills. Oh boy, they're also farming it up now. So there's quite a few teams who are putting on the show, Funky.
Oh, I mean, we already said, imagine if Nafscott played like this all the time. I mean, and Zanshin probably have been doing this on and off, really, across this competition. They sort of have a win, and then they'll play as freely as this. But they've only got 2. But right now, it's a big push in from Push. It's not gone well. Sar's anchoring from further back and manages to get a knock onto Empt, but he will be revived. First Monkey Boy, Andy G are gone, and that is because the 2 back further have been put down. Sar and First Monkey Boy, and Juice X are the last to go. So Push disappear real quick. No names we haven't seen much from this game. They've only picked up the 3, and they may have actually stolen a couple of those kills away at that big move from Push down the hill. But right now, this is the compound that everyone wants, Darth. We've got 5 teams, 14 alive, but we try again with their 5 kills. Teddy with 4. This is prime real estate right here.
It definitely is. We've seen the zone finish on this side before as well, this competition. So it's almost a bit of a take to, and I believe we try again with the ones playing out of the crossroads as well. This time they've got a few more players as Speedy out in the open. Yeah, there wasn't going to end any other way for him. He goes down. All Bloods at the very least, they're going to be picking up some placement points, and that's points on the board nonetheless as they look to stay out of relegation danger. It's getting a bit close on that side there. I think the teams down below, Gas and Bizlog, didn't pick up enough points, so I think they're okay for the time being. Meanwhile, No Names looking on in. They're going to be very familiar with this because they almost won a fight on this side. Of course, they're on the other side of the road where the zone does shift towards. Can they make up for, I think it was match number 1 where they were in this situation and they lost out that chicken dinner. So they've got a little bit of a do-over, Funky.
They certainly do. They'll be looking to go better again here. 4 kills, the full squad alive. We try again. Similar over there. They've got the 5 though, and locking down this compound, and that is not real flash for No Names. They are well out of zone. It really has done them the dirty here. It's an absolute hard shift. It's a hard shift away from No Names, away from Nafscod and Zanshin. But there is a lot of open space out here, Darth, but it's not really usable. It's not fantastic.
No, it's very, very open, and you can see why a lot of the teams have crashed on him. We got another crash inside of the crossroads right now. This time, No Names deciding to come on in. Very interesting to see, particularly given how they've previously played this on out. They found the solo here on TD, and yeah, he really needed an opening knock. He got it, and a second, even better, a third. He's clutching up right now. Can he get the 4th? TD coming down, INP runs out of bullets, but he eventually gets him on out. TD 1v4s the No Names. They're No Names in this fight. Take a bow. That was amazing.
Somebody clip that, please. Absolute can't. I thought they'd done really well to get 3 in on the edge of that compound and leaving 1 back to anchor. I thought we try again. Might be in a little bit of trouble here because they are split 2-2 across this road, but absolutely not. Teddy there, nearly 1,000 damage and just wipes No Names off the map. Now they can turn their attention to Nafscod, who have been absolutely rollicking through this game and are not backing off. They're in zone over there. But like I said, it's not fantastic. But we try again. All of a sudden, Teddy with 9 kills all up. And 2 of our most aggressive teams are still in the lobby, although they are hurting a little bit. Solonex and RE only have rocks to play off. I'm not sure how good this vehicle is. It might be okay, but this is a pretty aggressive move now as well. Spreading the play here for we try again. This could really net them the win in the end here, Darth.
Yeah, this is very important that they don't get bogged down in that compound, and they've pushed out, and this is really good proactive play here. TD coming up on the side of the hill. Doesn't need to necessarily get shots out or pressure in. Just needs to get out of there and create that space, which is what he has done. It's a huge play from them. He's going to upgrade the whip as well. And, you know, why not? Why not? When you're this late into the game, you deserve a fancier ride. You don't need to be with the riff-raff like us normal plebs without a skin. As empty, he's up on that roof, opening up. It's looking really good right now from We Try Again. Putting in a lot of pressure into Nafscod. This is good. Zanshin a bit trapped down below. They seem to be on top of this fight right now. We Try Again.
Yeah, they really do, Darth. That's you and me both without the skins, the plebs we are. We Try Again, though, just trying to lock this one down. The only thing that's going to bite them here is if this zone comes in and disappears away from them and hard shifts up towards Nafsgod. As much as the shells are, they've been raining in there. And, oh, Teddy's going to go down. Dip was there waiting. Was about to throw some emergency cover. He's going to try and back. Had some smoke out. Was the good play? Was the right play getting in there, trying to pressure Nafsgod? Really, all they've got to play around is burnt vehicles, but a grenade back the other way is not bad at all. Just slightly overcooked. So there's a potential someone could get out here. Teddy's still alive. Crawling back, just gone past 1,000 damage. One of these guys should be able to get out. He's actually, I'm going to call this safe res at the moment. There's enough smoke. He's out of util range. Finally, someone comes in. I think you need to keep this guy alive right here with 8 kills. Get in there, get him up into the play. 30 seconds, Darth. That zone's going to shift, and we'll see who it's going to favour here. This one's going right down to the wire.
Yeah, it is. It's getting a little bit ambitious on that, and yeah, I think you're just a little bit over ambitious, but you know, you got to risk it for the biscuit. And Nafsgod, unintended, he's down. Zanshin still got the 10 kills. They're very dangerous. Now they're starting to venture up with the Jura up the side of the hill, and I think I like that better. 2 anchoring down below, I think, is going to be enough. If We Try Again manage to clear this up, then they're going to have Zanshin in a really good position to try to attack.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great grenade. Great double grenade on either side of that vehicle. The follow-up is going to be even better. And We Try Again, fantastic from them. TD just need a little bit of support. And now look at these angles down on towards Zanshin. They can attack them however they want. TD coming back around. Looks like he wants to grab the vehicle, does he? For a little bit better positioning, a little bit of cover as well. As the rest of the team, they're charging on in towards Zanshin, who are looking to try to get out of there. And we've got a little bit of GTA shenanigans. What is going on here? Out in the field. They take down 1. Ooh, it's not quite over yet. There's still 2 up and standing. Empty coming on in. Akasai is going to be the last one up and standing. And We Try Again. They tried. They succeeded. 14K chicken dinner.
Boy, they needed that. That was a big one from We Try Again. There was some super aggressive play there at the end. That was fantastic to see. We'd seen We Try Again hang on to second place all night, but after 4 up, picked up a win. They're only 10 points behind, but this is what they need to really lock down second place. I can't see them being caught. Now, Darth, 14 kills. One of their best games of the season has come here in the second to last match of the season. 9 kills there for Teddy, over 1,000 damage. Massive game from him right there. 2 each to FTW and Kevin. Empt with the 1. Zanshin, another big game. They've picked things back up here at the right end of the night. They were still never going to be caught, but 10 kills into second place there. Silent X with 5. RE with the 4, and Nafsgod, another aggressive team there in our last couple of games. Cunny with the 6, Pope the 3. That is some aggressive play from those 3 teams, and 3 teams into double digits on the kill side. That's massive, makes it super exciting as well. We've got one to come. 1 game remaining tonight, 1 game remaining in the season. I'm Funky A with Darth Bananas. Oh dear. It can tell it's the end of the season. We're going to be right back with the last game. Don't go anywhere.
Do you feel it?
Let's do this.
Clear to engage. Go, go, go!
We are back with the final game of the season coming up in just a couple of minutes' time. We will have one last look at the leaderboard. Darth, it was We Try Again with a big and a much needed win to lock down second place.
Yeah, that's locked down. First place is locked down, but we've still got a few questions left. Look, Antares, they could catch 4 up, and Navscore could definitely catch Antares 1 point behind them. Incognito are probably going to stay in the money here, but wow, what a world that will be if they get knocked out of it. On the right-hand side of that leaderboard, it does look pretty locked down, unless Gas managed to pick up a chicken dinner. Then, you know, all bets are off. And if Bizlog and Gas both pick up some big kills, damn, Old Bloods and Ciego could be pushed out. But that will be a crazy, crazy world if that happened.
Yeah, we'll keep a close eye on them, Darth. But as we flick across to catch that plane, what sort of money are we looking at for our prize pool?
Well, first place will take home $120 dues, second 105, third 85, fourth 75, and fifth will be 60. So that's pretty good, you know. For a community run competition. It's community fed and everything. Looks like we got some shenanigans around school again. As, looks like we got it's a classic hot drop. It's
Yes.
a classic school hot drop.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've seen these funky. This brings back the days.
Oh, yes, absolutely brings it back, Darth. Perfect. Hot drops it at school. Navscott, Bizalog not shying away from it. I don't know if this came up in the chat. I didn't see it anywhere. I don't know how this has panned out. Shotguns are out. Uzis are out. And that is Bizalog gone. Well, they're not picking up points, Darth. Their season is done. They are staying in the bottom 4. And it really is only down. They're happy to get this one done and dusted. Might have been a gentleman's agreement. Let's just hot drop and get this sorted. The only team now we've really got to watch is Gloria Supreme. They've not had many fantastic games, but, you know, we can be surprised. Sago hadn't had many fantastic games until the Tago game, which got them out of relegation zone. So I guess Gloria Supreme are capable as well. right now they are way out on that west coast. They've got to get around No Names. They've got to get past Push. So certainly those couple of teams are on at least the right side of the leaderboard. So if they're going to come up against anyone, those teams they'd probably prefer. Also, Old Bloods are to the south, but they're heading away from them. So they've got some options. They've definitely got some options, but that might have really nearly sewn up the bottom four. Sago and Old Bloods are just going to try and stay alive, basically. Right now, though, like you said, the money points are still up. There's going to be potentially still some changes in sort of that top 6 or 7. The Lux haven't definitely confirmed that they'll stay in 8th place. No Names aren't that far behind, but just for now, Zanshin and Sago Fanboys, I think we've seen these teams fight here before, Darth, as well.
Yeah, they definitely are not opposed to taking an early game fight. Obviously, Zanshin, they have definitely come out of this on top more than Diego has, as they're pulling back a little bit. RZ, the Tommy gun, it's an old classic on there. Just hopefully it's got that compensator on. If you know, you know. They're coming out. RZ goes down, doesn't even get a chance on that. The rest of Zanshin pushing over as well. Huge fight this here. If Diego win this, then they're pretty much guaranteed to stay in. And Zanshin go, that is huge. That is absolutely massive. Where's this been all comp from Diego? And that opens up the middle of the table so much, Funky.
Yeah. Who they've come in. Oh no, they've got the 4. I didn't see where. I'm not sure if I saw where RE went down. I'm not sure if he went down. It looked like they just had 3 there at the end, but Sago have got the squad wipe. They've finished them off. So well played to those guys. That's, I mean, whatever Gloria Supreme do now, I mean, with this start from Sago Fanboys, that's going to be hard to rein in. Gloria Supreme really need to come up with a win, basically, if they're going to catch these guys now. Certainly the 4 kills. They've still got the 4 alive, so they've got these early points. And, well, sunny side up with a clean 300 damage there. Did all the work, most of the work. On to...
They overtake, remember, they overtake the Old Bloods now. So if Gloria Supreme does come up with that chicken dinner, it's going to be Old Bloods who are eliminated after all.
Well, it certainly will be. And right now, Old Bloods with room to move out around Quarry, but that doesn't mean they're not going to balls up a rotate. I mean, I'm sure we haven't seen that before, but it's definitely something that can happen. But right now, Sago looking the goods. They do have 4 up close by, though, Darth. So if they're going to run into trouble, it certainly could be from 4 up, who are stacked with 4 deep in here. So, I mean, both those teams are well situated in this zone as well. A little bit of water just to throw a bit of interest in this, but I mean, it's certainly going to go the way of we're probably Nafscott and 4 up are probably best set up here at the moment.
Yeah, I think Nafscott are looking really nice, particularly playing out of Potato. So it's a great positioning. Sirius, they can affect the game a little bit depending on who they want to attack or give their points to, and to push up there as well. They're out of danger, but they can still affect the game depending on who they want to attack. It's all it's sometimes it can change up in the final match. Teams having a little bit of fun. Letting their hair down a bit, so nothing is certain and nothing is guaranteed.
What are they doing over here, Darth? Are they denying vehicles? Is that what they're wasting utility on? Or was there a team? There wasn't a team there, was there?
Not quite sure. We'd have to go back and check the VODs on that one, but maybe that's a bait.
Sirius are close.
I don't know.
All I caught on that tail end of when we got here was just them shooting the crap out of a vehicle. So, I mean, they could be denying, but I don't know. First Monkey Boys are they a bit unsure of, I think they're a little bit unsure of who they've got close by. Monkey Boy's just dialed in on this warehouse, and all it's done is probably alert Sirius more than anything to, yeah, like you said, it could be a bait. They could be baiting Sirius across to try and third party a fight that's not actually a fight. So I don't know. It let us know in the chats, Bush, if that was the play. But yeah, Sirius is certainly coming to get involved here, Darth, and now Push are moving. So I don't know what's going on. This is all over the place.
It's the final match of the final night of 2025. So who knows at this point in time? It's been a long year, Funky.
Look, all I know is someone's going to die here, and it's going to be certainly first Monkey Boy first. He was the one doing the most oddest things there, just throning up looking at a warehouse, so he deserves to go first. No offense, Monkey Boy, but you're out of here. Serious Esports, I mean, they certainly got baited over to whatever was going on, and now it's gone not in Push's favour. Fatties has made a bit of a move around, so they've certainly got some angles on Push here. Like you said, Incog have slipped down the leaderboard. They've still got 20 points on these guys right here. Sirius is still 20 further back. But Serious Esports have certainly had some top 3 finishes, so they're capable. I think these guys have had I'm pretty sure they've had a win during the season, so they could definitely make up those 20 points. And we have seen Incog go out in 15th place, so stranger things have happened. But right now, Andy G is being closed in on. So this is danger for Push. If they go out here with, they have picked up a point, but go out here with not many points, Old Bloods potentially could catch them. Although Yudi is in here, and oh dear. Yep. It's not gone well at all. Just as I disappear off Andy G, he gets picked up. Just as the rest of the team come across, Sirius are there and ready. That is a squad wipe to Serious Esports. Push's season is done. Darth, if Old Bloods pick up, 10 points here, or 11 points, they're going to catch up to Push.
It's very, very close at the bottom part of the leaderboard. Not much difference whether you're in 10th or 12th, just a little bit of bragging rights. That we're better than you, or we finished off 2025 better than you. But, sometimes that can be worth a lot. All Bloods driving through. They're dangerously close to Ciego. And this is interesting. These two teams haven't really fought each other a lot, but they've been fighting each other on the leaderboard all competition and to stay out of relegation danger and even stay out of pride danger. As they pull up, Old Bloods, Jumbi will be leading the way here. And yeah, they've just had a rough go of things all competition. I don't feel like they've ever really settled and ever played the game that we're used to seeing. But now, they can relax and have a little bit of fun now as they're chasing down Puggy, and Savvy's going to be the one that takes them on out. And it's the final match. You have a bit of fun, and you get those drive-bys and those runovers.
Early points for Old Bloods. Geordie's there on the top of the hill. Same too with Rems, who takes more shots from Savvy, and still taking shots from Savvy. Still taking shots. He's going to go down. Savvy on the move. Thank you for the quality driving there from Speedy K. They're going to loop back around, and the rest of No Names are out of there as Jeff. What the? Jeff comes tumbling down to earth. I didn't even know he was in a glider, but yep, he's...
I don't think he knew he was in a glider.
No, it doesn't look like it. He's away again. Jeff's away again. Not something we see often, but Jeff is out for the early scout. Well, look, maybe it'll help. They've picked up 2 points, so they're not that far now behind Push. Other two teams that are close by would be Incog and We Try Again. We Try Again fresh off of a win now. Can they relegate Incog even further down the leaderboard as they push in. They've already picked up a kill here. Oh, Insight's behind. He's going to go down. Bryn is already gone. This could be the end of Incog season, Darth.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of a bittersweet one for them. They've had some highs. Oh, it's not quite over yet. Oh, no, it is. No, it is. And you know they're very skilled players, and take nothing away from them. While they maybe have not seen the highs that they previously had in years gone by, they're still absolutely cracked players. Nothing but respect on them, and hopefully we see them come back again in 2026. I'm sure there's a lot that they can teach us casters, teach other players, and contribute to the game as a whole.
We try again. Carry on their form from their win. 4 kills there. Incog are gone. It was great to see Incog back. I don't know if they're going to be back next year. I mean, we don't know if we're going to be back next year, but we don't know if Incog will be back. And I can only apologise to Evie's side, who's come in tonight, who hasn't watched a lot of PUBG lately and is a massive Incog fan, and she did not even know they were playing as Charm Farmers get cleaned up. I think she's probably a Charm Farmers fan to a slight degree as well. But Incog are gone, and sorry, they've had two actual poor games to finish off here, Evie. But either way, we've still got some good PUBG action. NAFSCOD are still kicking along, Darth. They've copped a bit here. They've got 7 kills. They've lost a couple of players, but potentially they can bring them back in. I say that, but here comes We Try Again to maybe even spoil their party. Well, they've scooped up 1 player in there to fight again another day, but now it's time for We Try Again to go hunting.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get these players back. I mean, they're either going to be taken out or the match is going to be over because everyone's taking each other out right now.
Oh, dear.
As NAFSCOD, they're charging in. They're going to find 4 up now. There's no port to call home here and get this revive going. Now they're coming in towards the Ciego fanboys, who somehow still in it and fighting out of a very decent positioning as well. NAFSCOD can't find anywhere. Now it's going to be Lelux's turn to take shots at them, as they're offering up an opportunity for every team. Now it's Old Blood, so every team's going to have a chance now to take some shots at them, because I think they've shot at everyone tonight with their shenanigans.
They've certainly given everyone an opportunity at finishing them off here, Darth. Cunny's driven halfway across the map to try and find somewhere to at least get safe, and this is just going to have to be it. He's going to have to get out and get Unintended revived, maybe? Oh my god. Oh my god, that was close. They're not safe yet. Oh dear. Get there. Get there! Oh my god!
Got there.
I cannot believe that got there. That was chaos from NAFSCOD. Absolute chaos through the last couple of games for them to get all the kills, and then a chaos finish. It was well deserved. NAFSCOD go out in 9th place, and that was a perfect grenade as well. Serious Esports, though, with the 7 kills. That was some carnage. There's been, there's been some clips tonight, Darth. I just hope some people have clipped them so I don't have to go back for them. But yeah, this is, it's been a banger of the last couple of games.
Yeah, it definitely has. And, the final couple of matches, while they may play out very differently to how the rest of the comp does, it's a different form of entertainment. And I like it. I think you can see some different skills on show, as 4 up, Dusky's out. They're trying to hunker down. They've got We Try Again knocking at their door, looking to try to enter on in. This is going to be a little bit more difficult to attack. And that BRDM is just struggling to get up the side of the hill. Asper using this opportunity to take it down a little bit low, put some damage on it, make them feel the pressure, because it's not invincible.
Ooh.
Yes, it's a tank, but it does have limited health, and dare I say very limited health at this moment in time. As We Try Again, they're pulling on up, and maybe they're going to be going for this fight on foot.
Sago Fanboys managing the third part of this fight. From there they are on the way in. So that's Asper going to be sat down, drops off the roof, just safe. 4 up have lost Dusky. The smoke will eventually come through. They're not out of this yet. Sago lurking. We try again as well. Looking to finish off here. Empt coming in. Suspects trying to get down there for their revive. And Asper is going to go, in fact. That BZ's going to be able to finish him off as Empt just works around the outside of that. 6 kills to We Try Again. They've had 2 really good games in a row, these guys. So they'll be super happy with their finish to the season. They'll be definitely locked into that second place. Molly's well placed off the back of that box. Get Suspect out of the way. Still got Cherry working on that rooftop, trying to cover. Gets a little bit of support up here. Empt and Kev work close together. Serious Esports get rid of Gloria Supreme. Darth, that's our bottom 4 locked into place.
Well, it is, but we still got the fight to rage on as We Try Again are getting taken apart. It's all going to be up to Empty, and he's an absolutely cracked out of his mind player on this team. But can he clutch up? He's taking on a Cherry on the other side. Cherry's got the high ground now, but pretty soon he's going to have the numbers against him unless he gets these flushes out now. It doesn't look like he's going to be charging in from this top window, but he's going to get some util in. He knows he can't let these revives come in, otherwise he's Dunskies. Even now he's got a long shot at this fight. One revive has come in, and now the third party's going to finish it off. It's going to be Sunny Side Up with that Mark 14, and Diego are finding some form very late in the competition. 6 kills. I'm blind here, Funky. 6 kills to their name, and I guess it's a bit of a case of better late than never.
I mean, it really is. It's, yeah, they've come good at the right time of the season. They've struggled. They finished Tago really well, and they're having another great game here. 6 kills here. Sunny Side Up with 500 damage. They've got themselves clear of relegation. Relegation is locked in, so they'd already done enough. The teams below have fallen, but they're certainly pushing hard to really make sure that they are clear of it, and they've definitely done that. And now they're trying to pick on the second place team, and they're getting some help with Antares, who are coming across from Potato Hill. Empt, the last one standing. If they can pick up another one here, that'll be a fantastic bonus. It'll make it 7 for them if they can do it. There's a chance, potentially, one of these 2 could at least probably push in here. As the players behind him. Oh, geez, he was so low there. The rest of the team bleed out and all get finished off. They've got 7, though. We Try Again. So they've had they've had a fantastic finish to their season. 6 teams, 18 alive now, Darth. We've also got Old Blood still kicking around.
There's still a few teams left up for fun. Empty manages to take down Sunny Side Up, who's been outstanding this match. He's still got a big ask to get up that side of the hill with Antares coming down on towards him. So that's going to make it a little bit more tricky. But if anyone can do it, he can. Old Bloods, they've picked up the 2 kills. They're now running into Lux, looking in. They've struggled all competition, but I think that's going to be a big relief that they are not getting relegated. They've flirted with it all right, and they've been in relegation danger for a big chunk of this competition, but not being relegated, I think, is going to do a lot for their confidence and a lot for their mentals as well. Sirius coming down the side of the hill. They've got 2 teams. We've got Old Bloods and the Ciego Fanboys. 11 kills, Sirius. Woo, where's this been all comp?
Yeah, I think I said if they can, they still have to make up 20 points to catch Incog, who I think did go out without any points or maybe even 1 point here this game. So, I mean, if these kills, if they got a win, they'd be going past them. But I can't see this remaining player doing too much more as fighting against the blue zone at the moment. So, yeah, still, again, some of these teams are having some big finishes here on the last night. So Serious Esports will finish in 7th place. Leslie Lux can pull a win out because they're only 3 points back. But Sirius may have done just enough as the VSS now in the hands of Killaroo. I'll be interested to see if Sands is holding one as well. Oh, he is. We've got double VSSs and a Tommy gun.
Well, you don't usually see that combination, but PUBG have been pushing hard with the meta for players to use some different weapons. I'm not sure they pushed hard with the Tommy gun, but they have been with the VSS. I'm not a big fan of this meta, but you know what? It's part of the game. You got to play what's out there, and players like Sans have definitely been capitalizing on it. As Diego, they've gone to 7 kills thus far. They've got Terra's looking to try to push over their hill. I'd like to see the Old Bloods push in and try to third party this a little bit, as we've got Savvy and Jeff lurking around the edges. I just have a little bit of fun here in the last match, but we'll see how it unfolds. As Ciego, they're going to be quite happy that they're not relegated, but they'll be even happier if they can pull out a win here.
Yeah, they've finished off well, and you're spot on. If they can pick up a win, that'd be a great finish to their season. Great finish, a great finish cap on their morale going forward into the next one. But Old Bloods looking to try and spoil that. They've picked up a couple. If they can get up in, well, I mean, they are up into the top 4. If they can jag a couple more kills, then they potentially do still go past push on that leaderboard. And Old Bloods may make it up into 10th place here. So they are pushing hard. They've got a big split on here at the moment, Darth. Savvy's over there on his own, but right now, Speedy K's got to get across and help out here, because there we go. Jeff coming across, has to reload. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, this is more of a problem. I should have said nothing, because Jeff and Speedy K have both gone down. Jeff and Jumbi have both gone down, and just as Speedy K gets there, Lee Lux have actually managed to defend pretty well. There's still a chance, though. If they can still pick up a couple more. Sands has now put himself on to Speedy K's side of that ridge. He's isolated down here now. He's got to get off this tree. He's got the rat pack. He's got to get off this tree and back to Lilux. They've got a little bit of cover out. Speedy K's doing his damnedest to keep them from coming through, and that's certainly going to help their matters. Oh, the VSS does it. But then Sands is going to just be tapped down by the blue zone, unfortunately. Miller still there on his own for Lilux. They've picked up a couple. They won't catch up to Serious Esports on the leaderboard. And they will stay clear of no names, but there are some hurting teams here. But, geez, I won't speak up too much about Sago. We don't want to put the mockers on them, but they've still got a full squad alive on the other side, Darth.
They've got decent positioning as well inside of the zone.
Ooh.
The only other team that could prove to be a bit of a problem for them is going to be Antares. That knock is certainly going to help. 7 kills to Diego. That's nice. That's very, very nice. And with the Mark 14 and some level 3 gear, I wouldn't say it's factory new, but it's definitely level 3 gear, is going to go in the plus category. Moving together up the side of the hill. I like that they've left Zhao back behind to keep an eye on what's going on with Old Bloods and with Lelux, making sure there's no counter rap shenanigans going on. If he kills them, that's great, but his main goal is just to make sure they don't do anything, wrap up behind them and shoot them in the back. So that's great work from them. Great teamwork, which we haven't seen much of from them in this competition. I think they've definitely played below what they usually do, but we're seeing it now, so we get to enjoy it in our final fight of the 2025.
And that's another knock.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, I'll tell you what, this Mark 14 is just ripping shreds there. Snoopy's managed to push up, goes down to Ike, so Sago's still farming it up. And Terras have managed to get some revives so far, but not that one. Buddy on the other side.
That's huge.
Should be safe, Rez. Ike is there. Smoke will come out. On the other side, it looks as though Antares will get a revive as well. The Lux have disappeared. Old Bloods with 3 now. Edging closer to push on that leaderboard. There's Xiao on that backside, though. He's made things difficult. Old Bloods have to turn back the other way. Xiao has as well, though, trying to get across and help with Enteras. He's going to go down. Flash comes out. Sego are actually in trouble now. Enteras have come in here, Darth. It's gone pear-shape. It's a little bit even Stevens over here. Desire's coming through, trying to make things real difficult for them.
Yeah, it's all up to Overly right now. Unfortunately, they bit off a little bit more than they could chew. Both teams pushing out on the same side. And, oh, no, looks like your caster cursed them a little bit funky. That's going to be them going on out. But, you know, that's all right. They won't be too disappointed by that. I will count that as a really good game from them. But that leaves the old fan favorites, the old Bloods up and fighting against Enteras. Both teams have had different stories of this competition, and Terrace have been looking at the top, nipping at the top, whereas the Old Bloods have been nipping at the bottom. So this is going to be a fun fight nonetheless for the last time in 2025. Savvy and Speedy, they're a little bit split on this one, but it's in a way that'll be difficult to fully capitalize on, as Speedy is looking to try to push up on towards Buddy. If he does manage to get the knock towards him, this would really even up the ledger and go a huge way towards an Old Bloods win.
Just looking at Enteras on that leaderboard, Darth, they were only 7 points behind 4 up. Enteras could jump to third, in which case our top 3 would all be non-Oz teams, which we wouldn't have seen for quite a while, I wouldn't think. But Old Bloods are certainly trying to deny that as much as they can. They've managed to pinch out Buddy, which makes it a straight 2v2. Desire's coming in. Takes some shots. Takes some more shots. Could this be the finish? Oh no, Savvy, no. It's a 1v1. It's a 1v1. It is all up to Speedy K. Manages to flush. There's a player there. Oh, being revived. Oh, he's looking for a tree. I think the one on the right would have been closer. He's in the open, Speedy K. This isn't fantastic. He's going to have to throw every flash. He's going to have to throw every flash. Sprays into the smoke. I'm not sure if he's got any lethals left in the utility. Old Bloods with 1. Enteras with 2. Speedy K is low. Enteras might have some useful utility. I can see them shaping to throw. There's a grenade. Speedy K steps out into the open. It's going to be Enteras to steal the last win of the night. It's the last win of the season, which should shape them up into third place. GG, game over.
What a finish and what a way to end 2025. And Tara's picking up that 9K chicken dinner. It was so close right down to the end. The Old Bloods coming on in. They almost managed to clutch up, but they couldn't quite get there in the end. They're going to have to be content with the 5 kills. Ciego fanboys with the 8 in third. The Lux 2. But Sirius, they picked up 11. We try again with 7. So there's quite a big kills out there. NAF squad, they were running around in cars, Funky, and they picked up 7.
Pretty crazy there in the end, Darth. I mean, we had some teams on the lower ends finishing off really strongly. Sago there with that third place with 8. The last few games were really great, got themselves out of relegation. We realised halfway through that game that our bottom 4 were locked in. It hasn't quite come right down to the... We haven't had to do any quick maths anyway. We're pretty sorted for our bottom 4. Old Blood's fantastic finish there. Enteras, that's a 19-point game. That will put them past 4 up, who went out with the 0 kills in the 7th place. So, I mean, we know our top 3, whether the leaderboard updates or not. Zanshin out in front. They were 250 points coming into this game. Throw the leaderboard up. It's not updated, I don't believe.
Not yet.
Not yet, but we basically know the layout here. It's going to be Zanshin out in front. We try again second. 4 up will actually slip into 4th place. Enteras up into 3rd. So that's going to be our top three there. Nafscott have finished off at an absolute gallop, and you know what? Actually, that's going to be close. Nafscott and 4UP will be tight as well. So that'll be one to look at when it does update, whether or not we stick around for it. So we know our top three. We know our bottom four. Look, it's been a fantastic season, Darth. What's your last few sort of takeaways from this one before we depart for Christmas, I suppose?
Before we do depart, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all the premium admins there, both the past and the present, from Jeff, Halsey, Killaroo, Jeebus, and everyone else that I've forgotten about, all these tournaments that they've run. This is a real community-run event, and without casters like you, Funky, and everyone else, you know, Lozzie that's been in the scene, and Krusty, who's casting our other divisions, we would not have this opportunity to have this fun. And, you know, hopefully we'll be back in 2026, but we don't know. It's up to Crafton and the admins, of course, if they want to do this. To the players, the fans at home, thank you for everyone being involved and letting us have this hobby. And it does look like that leaderboard has been updated, Funky. Oh, no. What?
Just realised my mic's been muted there, Darth. So
No.
I now have to run through that all again. No, I'm not going to run through it. Everyone's read it by now. Congratulations, though, to Zanshin, We Try Again, and Enteras for the rounding out the top three. Yeah, and again, Old Blood's jumping up another spot there. Well played to them. We thought that was going to be tight. But I won't go over everything you've covered there, Darth. You've thanked everyone that I think we need to thank. But again, from me, thank you to you, Darth, for bringing the hype and making this a ripping good season with the two of us casting. It's going to be a bit of a break now till, well, hopefully we're back again in the new year. So thank you, and thank you to everyone you've mentioned. But I think from us, Darth, that's a Merry Christmas from us, and we'll see everyone next year. Good night.
Certainly will. That's been a